What's up, everybody? Welcome to Addicted to Fireball. We are an actual play RPG podcast with some adult content. Audience discretion is advised, but kick back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Addicted to Fireball. I am AJ, your DM, and this week to my left,
I'm Jason, playing the character of Dirty Diana, the transient prostitute with a heart of gold.
my favorite. Who are you really playing?
Playing Apex Grandwar again this week. The barbarian monk, pacifist, face puncher.
I am Brian, and I am playing Asir Jasan. I am a paladin in the service of Ogma. Yeah.
I'm Larry. I will be playing Leary, Evelyn Bar.
And I'm Tomo, playing Tobias Rinaldi, a finder of things and disciple of art.
At this point in the show, we are going to go over questions and concerns that come up in previous sessions. If you have any questions of us, you can email them to addictedtofireball@gmail.com. If you would like to skip over the rules and recap, you can go to 2540.
So I'd like to take this opportunity to go over a few rules discrepancies that have occurred over the last couple of sessions. We talked about most of these in-game last session, but I just want to clarify to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I'll start with the Cure Light Wound. Well, it's just called Cure Wounds in this edition. I did allow a 2d8 the first session, and then we decided, rightfully so, that it is. And so going forward, obviously, it's 1d8 plus ability modifier. But if you cast it in a higher level spell slot, for each spell slot above first level, you gain an additional d8. So that is a thing. I questioned at one point the ability for Asir to reroll 1s and 2s on his smite damage, but that is totally legit. It also applies to sneak attack damage. If you take great weapon fighting and fight with a two-handed weapon, you could totally sneak attack people. But it's very important, you do have to keep the new roll. So if you want to re-roll your 2s and they end up being 1s, you have to keep the 1s.
Yes.
So there is no multi-re-rolling. No, you do not multi-re-roll. That's why I looked it up.
So, sneak attack has to be with a finesse weapon or a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Can you improvise a finesse weapon? Like, can you improvise weapons into a finesse weapon? If I am a dex-based character and I pick up that, whatever that is,
Sure.
can I wield it as a finesse weapon?
No.
You can only attack improvised with strength.
Because it's an improvised weapon,
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
This is why I'm asking.
I can't really justify you using something that isn't designed to be finessed as a finesse weapon. It takes a special kind of crafting to be able to utilize the lunging maneuver, so on and so forth. And I'm kind of battling it mentally right now.
Is a quarterstaff a finesse?
It's not a finesse.
No. So I mean, like a quarterstaff, a club. Generally, when you improvise something, it is treated as a club. And
Probably a shard of glass.
I would also say no, because you can't. Well, like Andrew was saying, you can't do any kind of
It's
deft
not
maneuvering
weighted
with
properly. It's not designed to do
There
that.
is a clause that says that if it's similar to a weapon, you can use it as that weapon. And then they go on to say a broken glass bottle can be used as a dagger, including proficiency, which is a finesse weapon.
Okay.
That is okay.
So-
I guess I will say then, in certain circumstances, yes, but I mean, it's going to be rare.
Can I take a great sword?
No.
And improvise it into a two-handed finessable weapon?
No.
And then sneak attack.
You'd be improvising the greatsword as a greatsword.
But what you can do,
finessable.
is you can take any weapon and throw it, which then turns it into an improvised ranged weapon, which then gives you sneak attack.
Sure.
So
That's amazing.
That's the thing. Critical hits. If you crit, all damage dice are rolled twice, including smite and sneak attack. There's a little bit of discussion about rage. last session. So this is the official ruling. Your rage lasts for 1 minute. Okay? It ends early if you're either knocked unconscious or your turn ends and you didn't either hit somebody or attack somebody, or take any damage. Additionally, you can end your rage early as a bonus action, Willing Flick. I will totally let you hit yourself if you want to deal yourself unarmed strike damage. Ow. To continue raging.
You just pinch yourself for one?
Bite your lip?
No. If you're going to hit yourself, you're going to hit yourself.
Okay.
So.
Didn't it say that unarmed strike without
Totally.
any proficiencies or feats is 1 damage?
Except that if you're raging, you'd be adding your strength and your rage
modifier.
damage to it,
Right.
which means you'd be punching yourself for like 6, probably.
And if you happen to be a monk barbarian,
Then you're hitting yourself for like
A
1d8
lot.
plus 5.
So,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's an option. If you're like, oh, nobody's around, I haven't taken any hostile actions, I didn't take any damage, I don't want to lose my rage, because I only get X number per day. Boosh! Jack was
Where's
up.
my rage?
Punch the ground.
drop caltrops, run through
Keep
it.
in mind, you can do this, but it's kinda lame. So there's that. Martial arts. When you use the attack action, okay, there's a slew of things that can be done as the attack action.
Great.
But when you say I am using the attack action, and then you perform an action using an unarmed strike or a monk weapon, you can then spend a bonus action to make 1 unarmed strike. So what exactly is a monk weapon? It's either a short sword or any simple weapon that does not have the two-handed property or the heavy property. So there's only a couple of simple weapons that have those properties. All of the other ones are monk weapons.
Unless you have the Tavern Brawler feat,
In which case,
I'm proficient with improvised weapons and arm strike. So I can pick up a rock and use that as an improvised weapon.
yes, but that does not make it a monk weapon.
You don't think it will count?
It's not a monk weapon.
Pretty sure.
I'm positive that it's not a monk weapon. It's an improvised weapon. Unless are improvised weapons under the simple weapon heading?
I imagine they would be simple.
I don't think they're under any of the
They're not.
headings.
Complicated.
I think they're in a set.
Which is the opposite of simple.
Text.
I'll find out right now. Simple does not have improvised under it. It is not even on the chart. So, a rock is not a monk weapon. So you cannot pick up a rock, smash it over somebody's head, and then take a bonus action to make an unarmed strike.
Alternatively, I
However, you could
punch
just
them.
say that you do that, but really punch them,
Yeah.
because that's fine with me. I'm okay with you guys flavoring anything however you want it to be, as long as it doesn't modify a lot of the mechanics. So,
I ripped their intestines out and tied them into a knot and set them on fire and shoved it down their throat. What I'm really doing is I'm withdrawing. Like mechanically.
wow. All right. Well, that's brutal.
That's how it would be. Yeah.
One thing that Alaric needs to remember about Leary is your hellish resistance would
I
have
completely forgot about that until
that would have protected you from the
Half.
Burning Hands
stand
spell.
resistance.
Oh my god.
Like that's
Hellish Resistance gives you resistance, which is a category in this game, to fire damage. Half damage from fire. So if you put your hand in a fire, you take 1d4, but it's 1/2 of that.
Guess who's tanking the dragons? This guy.
But it's always round down minimum 1. Okay? I actually haven't read that anywhere, but I'm going to go with that. So, round down minimum 1. To knock somebody unconscious, it has to be a melee attack. The creature falls unconscious. You have to hit them and say, okay, I'm not dealing lethal damage, and then they fall unconscious instead, if it's enough to drop them to 0
You
hit.
can't do that with a ranged weapon?
Not with a
Shoot in
ranged
the leg?
weapon.
I said that shit.
You can shoot them in the leg. It's going to deal real damage.
It's gonna kill 'em?
They're going to bleed to death.
Yeah, or if it's a spell.
Where's the ruling on that?
I read
Well,
it.
it's a
It's
melee
in there.
weapon spell.
Trust it. You can't pull your fireball punch. Like, that shit will destroy someone. That's
So you can do shock and grab.
No, you can't.
not a melee weapon, yeah.
melee attack.
It is a melee attack.
No, it's a spell attack,
It's a
which is a
melee
special
spell
category.
attack.
It's a special
it's a
category.
touch attack. That you do with melee.
So one thing to note, though, is that the creature is automatically stable. which, I mean, that's your intention, but that is stated in the rules.
Okay.
Finally, to make somebody stable that isn't, I think episode 1, I just kind of let you do it. And then episode 2, I think I might have had Estabert roll for it, and he got a 10. It is a DC 10 wisdom check. If you're proficient in medicine, you can add your proficiency bonus. And it does take your action, and makes a dying creature stable.
What about rope use?
Rope use is not a thing. It's a dexterity check in this game.
I want to become proficient in rope use.
Awesome, we can make that happen.
Okay. Can I apply that to that check?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
That's a thing.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns about rules?
If you use a rope to bind wounds, are you effectively tourniqueting?
Yeah.
Which means the limb will probably be lost.
They'll
Possibly.
be stable.
Luckily, you guys are heroes, and sleep is magic.
So, just as far as death and dying, just because this is obscure, if you roll a 1, a critical failure, you actually take 2 failures to your death. And if you roll a 20, then you get 1 hit point. I don't remember if that makes you conscious or not.
Yes,
It does.
it absolutely makes you conscious. I've been waiting for somebody to do it. So I've knocked every one of you out at least once, except for you.
Yeah.
Which I think
I've taken 3 damage this whole campaign, technically, because of the Hellish Resistance.
Yeah.
Does Halfling Lucky work on that check? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. You're not a halfling.
I think it has to be an ability check anyways,
Yeah.
which it's not.
I know, that's why I was asking.
So then the answer would be no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You win. I did have a rules question.
Oh, shit.
Alright. So, the Warcaster feat allows you to cast spells
In war.
with a shield in one hand and a weapon in the other hand, or a weapon in both hands.
Yeah.
What about a shield?
A shield in both hands.
Or a shield in both hands, yes. If I have a weapon, one singular weapon, in both of my hands, am I able to take my hand off of it to do stuff?
Yeah.
And then put it
No,
back
it's
on?
Even
way
without
too
a
heavy.
feat.
Way too heavy.
Yeah, that was something that was written in one of the fact lists that I was going through from Twitter responses by Merles and the other
That's
guy.
what I did.
I'm pretty sure that would be okay, and the reason I was pretty sure it would be okay is because iconically wizards have quarterstaffs. Quarterstaffs are a two-handed weapon. The
Actually,
idea that the wizard can't, like,
they're
put aside
versatile.
his staff.
They are versatile.
Oh, are they now?
My one-handed wizard of dual staff.
I've done it. I've done it.
Everything.
I also remember rules session. It's not necessarily important to this
Well,
currently,
we were talking about
but it
the
could
search
become
for
important if Leary dies.
Oh, Horton hears a Cthulhu.
I love every question that starts with, if my character dies.
Well, I've made backup characters just in case. And
Oh,
one
I
of the
hate
ones
that.
was
Man, he's a man.
using Polar Mastery, and there were 2 responses, both from Merles and Crawshack, or whatever the other guy's name is. And
yeah.
Merles stated that a reach weapon always has reach. However, if you look at the ruling on reach, it says it only has reach when you attack with it. Crawford, on the other hand, stated it works the way it's stated in the book.
Okay, let me read it then.
So, technically, with Polearm Mastery, since it triggers on the creature entering your reach, the reach weapon technically is only 5 feet, because you're not attacking with it yet. So it'd be more of, does it reach 10 feet or does it reach 5?
Dion's discretion.
I believe it's also not directional in this edition. In case you're curious.
What's that? Munda is a
Okay,
sweet word.
this weapon adds 5 feet to your reach when you attack with it. That is black and white.
Yep. But Merle stated that it worked the other way.
Right.
Where it always had
So
reach
let's just talk about like why it would need to be different than this. Okay. So if I have reach of 5 feet, because everybody's got that's medium sized has a reach of 5 feet.
That's right.
And then I hold a stick that's really long. I'm able to hit somebody that is now 10 feet away from me. Okay?
Correct.
It's not a very long stick.
I don't all of a sudden stop being able to hit somebody that's 10 feet away from me when I'm not attacking with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's out there. If somebody walks by me and I'm not attacking, they're going to run into the pole if they're, possibly within 10 feet. Runs at me. Okay. That does nothing in this game unless you have this feat. So now we have to bring the feat. It's 2 rules interactions into question. So far we've agreed on everything. It makes sense. The way that it's written here. Black and white. Makes sense.
I do want to point out, I believe the intent of that specific wording, what they meant to say is when using this weapon. Like it doesn't let you kick farther, and it doesn't let you pick stuff up more than 5 feet away, is I believe what it's trying to say.
If someone enters your threatened area and you can make an attack.
Okay, so you're trying to say that you don't want it to have the utility of a 10-foot pole.
No, not necessarily that.
Okay.
I believe what they were trying to say is you can't use this to say that now your arm reaches out 10 feet. I believe that's why they specify
legit,
when you attack with it.
Okay. You're avoiding a very cheesy interpretation of holding this weapon gives you reach.
Correct. I believe that's what they were trying to do with that wording.
It's possible.
But, yeah.
So, when you are wielding the Polearm Master states, when you are wielding, okay, so wielding, in my interpretation of the rules, is a 2-handed weapon. It's a weapon that has the 2-handed property. You have to have 2 hands on it in order to wield it.
Yes, you are wielding it.
So, wielding a glaive, halberd, pike, or quarterstaff, yes. Other creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they enter your reach.
What? God.
And this says you have an additional 5 feet when you attack.
Correct.
That's why it's
So
weird.
it's a little. I don't see it as black and white. Honestly, I mean I don't see it as gray. Really, I see it as black and white because it only has 5 feet when you're attacking with it. You can't attack unless they've entered your reach. But that still gives you an advantage.
Yes, because you usually do not get to attack people who've walked up to you. And because of the additional things that feat gives you, considering balance now, that feat also gives you an option to bonus attack on every round.
Which
always.
is just super good.
It's good, yeah. I mean, it's only a D4 damage, so it's like a dagger, but it's good.
Plus your strength,
that's right.
blast,
mod.
and smite, and all that fun
Very
stuff.
good.
So.
Is that the only thing that feat does? Is those 2 things?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's still a good feat.
Absolutely. I think that if we were to say that when a creature enters a 10-foot area around you, that you would then get to attack them, that would probably add, I think, a little bit too much to the feat. And I could be wrong, because how often is somebody going to get within 10 feet but not within 5? You know what I mean? I think that it's kind of rare, but it's definitely possible.
Also because reactions, and again, ultimately we're talking about reactions right now, because it's
Ultimately, the
attack,
opportunity attack is
which
a reaction.
you only get 1 reaction. Mm-hmm. There is no combat reflexes that would allow you to get a whole bunch of reactions that you could really exploit this. The reality is that you only get 1 reaction. So in the current build of the game, being able to get that reaction more often by now extending it to 10 feet, I don't think unbalances it. Because how often are you attacking only 1 guy, and that's
every time.
It more ensures that you will get to use your reaction for an attack in a combat than that you will get to use it a lot. So, I mean, I'm fine with the interpretation that you only get the attack of opportunity at 5 feet. I think that's fine. Conceptually, to me, that makes sense, because I feel like it's probably a strenuous attack to hit somebody who is that far away from you, who's got 5 feet of middle distance.
Right, I see. You're using the whole weapon to try to get somebody that's already out. That's out there. You're lunging at them, kind of a thing. Whereas if somebody's coming at you, you're not just going to flick the damn thing and hurt them as grievously as you would if you meant to. You know what I'm saying? So
you won't be able to flick it that far, but you are regularly probably attacking people that are that far away from you.
Well, yeah.
Also, it has the additional advantage of you can run up to a dude and you attack him, and he is 10 feet away from you. If he decides to attack you, he will step up next to you and you fucking swat him. This is still a really valuable feat. I would say we go with that interpretation.
That's what I'm saying. All right, so that's the end of the rules section. Episode 2 began with the party stealthing up out of the river and ambushing a group of raiders that were setting fire to the rear door of the Temple of Shantae in Greenmast. You dispatched them swiftly, but not before one of the kobolds was able to alert a guard drake. The draconic beast leapt upon Asir, snapped at Athax, but through the divine might of Ogma, the combined power of the group, and some lucky-as-shit rolls, the beast was subdued. Asir drew the rest of the raiders away, distracting them with a signal whistle long enough for Athax and Tobias to escort the panicked townsfolk from the temple to safety. Asir then concealed himself in the river as the raiders appeared. They found the body of one of their raider brethren and went off in search of his assailant. The party met up at the keep, Asir bringing the guard drake with him and leaving it bound in the care of the keep guard. You then searched the buildings to the south, finding a man and his daughter hiding in their cellar. At first they refused to leave, but Leary was able to coax them out, and the group returned them with an unconscious raider to the keep. A final strike mission led the group back to the temple where a lone kobold was looting. After a brief combat where the kobold called upon the power of Tiamat to blast the party with a gout of fire from his fingertips, the small reptile was subdued and returned to the keep. The party then noticed that the guard drake's throat had been cut, and learned that the guard said he saw the beast straying against his binds, so he killed it. Shortly after, the party called Governor Nighthill down and began interrogating the two prisoners. You learned the following. The cult of the dragon was being led by a dragon lady named Resmir to gather a massive horde in anticipation of the five-headed dragon god Tiamat's return. They have hired a host of mercenaries and bandits to assist them and attempt to initiate those that Resmir deems worthy. The cult has a camp approximately 12 miles to the south, where they are storing the loot, as well as at least 2 dragon eggs that are tended to by a clan of kobolds. This Cyanrath serves as sort of a general, but he's brutal to the kobolds, refusing Leader his payments and forcing his men into combat and looting. However, Leader spoke a very broken Pigeon Common, so some of his information might not be exactly accurate. Both captives were knocked unconscious, and after a promise to be released when the raid is over. Governor Nighthill then offered each of you 250 gold to investigate the enemy camp. He wants to know where the camp is, how many raiders there are, who their real leaders really are, what's motivating all of their attacks, and where they plan to strike next. If you happen to recover valuables that were stolen from the town, he'd like them returned. However, recovering treasure is a lesser goal compared to the other objectives that he mentions. Any gear or supplies that you need for the trip will be furnished by the town, within reason. Leary also recalls Nassim, a monk who belongs to the same brotherhood as Leosin Erlenthar. He provided you with Leosin's choker and asked that you search for him in the company of the raiders, if you recall. As dawn approached, the group laid down to rest, and Asir, who walked the parapets, noted the dwindling number of raiders around the keep. It was then that the massive half-blue dragon Cyanrath had his kobold entourage prod 4 prisoners forward. He demanded to be faced by the champion of the keep, and in exchange, he would spare the humans' lives. After a brief deliberation, Asir agreed, and received blessings of Ogma from Tobias, some inspiring words from Leary, and some sort of token from Athax. Asir strode out into the waning night to meet the half-dragon in combat, and 3 of the 4 prisoners were released immediately. A brutal battle ensued, with Cyanrath slamming his greatsword over and over into Asir, but his armor and shield soaked up the brunt of the damage. Asir retaliated and slashed a deep wound in the side of the half-dragon, spilling blue blood upon the earth. But it wasn't enough to stop the powerful creature. Smoke coiled from Cyanrath's mouth, and Asir quickly grabbed up the damaged shield to brace for whatever was to come next. It was a feint, and instead, the massive greatsword crushed through the shield and into Asir's shoulder, dropping him. The half-dragon addressed the keep, boasting the imminent return of their goddess Tiamat and the power of the cult as he plunged his sword into Asir's stomach, turned, and sauntered away. Tobias responded by firing a crossbow bolt into the half-dragon's back. Noting the treachery, the kobold's spears plunged into the helpless woman. Escobert's men loosed a volley of bolts and arrows into the fading darkness, dropping some of the retreating raiders. It was then that the dwarf ran to Asir and bound his wounds. And this is where we begin.
Is it odd that I'm turned down?
No.
So there was one thing, as far as the prisoners, we didn't actually say that we were going to let them go when the raid was done, just that they would be let go at some point.
When this is all over, you said.
Well, yeah,
Whatever
when this
that
is
means.
all over,
Right.
exactly.
Okay. The first rays of dawn are peeking up over the hills to the north, and it creates this dark, dull, gray kind of haze. Especially with all the fires that are still burning through the city, most of which are beginning to dwindle. There was a man who was strapping a sword onto his belt before Escobert pulled him back. That man is now standing at the open gates, the three children huddled around him. He's looking with just a pale-faced shock out at the courtyard in front of the keep. And the last of the bolts and arrows are flying. Escobert is tying the last bit of tourniquet around Asir's stomach. And it's then when the man screams at the top of his lungs as he rushes out, "Elena!" as he charges towards the woman. And when he gets to her, he falls to his knees and he scoops up the woman into his arms as he huddles over her, shuddering in tears. Escobert yells into the keep, seems to be addressing you, looks right in your direction, says, "This man is a hero. Let us treat him like one." And at that point, a couple of men grab a cot, or like a stretcher. Like, yeah, they get a cot and they're going to use it as a stretcher.
Okay.
But they look like they need a hand.
I assist them.
You were about to go to sleep when this all happened, and it happened so fast. But you're all standing there in the gate. You know, the portcullis is up, the gate doors are open, and you see the scene before you. Leary, what do you do?
He'll be fine. Go to bed.
You go to bed. All right. Atax?
I'd run out there
Okay.
as soon as possible.
Start punching things.
So, yeah, no. Just help him get back. Keep him safe.
Okay.
Keep him secret.
You succeed. You drop him into lava.
The safest thing can be.
Well, what do you tell to go?
All right. So Tobias, Athax, and another man meet Escobert out by Asir's unconscious body, and you begin lifting him up onto a stretcher. What's the other word? There's another word for it. Litter. Up onto a litter. And at that point, Tobias, you hear from right over your shoulder heavy footsteps dragging up behind you. And you glance over your shoulder and you see that man who strapped the short sword onto his belt. He's got the short sword in one hand, pointed at the ground. His face is wet with tears and spittle, and his eyes are puffed and red and bloodshot. And he looks at you and says, "You killed her.
Killed who?
You killed her." And he points to the woman that the kobold stabbed after you shot at Cyanrath. And he points his sword at you, wavering. He's clearly shaken.
Can I ready an action?
You can do whatever you want.
If he is going to make a move to attack him, I will punch him.
Okay. He's about 6. He's more than 5 feet away from Tobias at this point.
Okay.
And he's kind of gotten just out of arm's reach. And he's pointing his short sword at you, and it's shuddering in his hands.
I'm holding a litter, and I say they would never have let her go alive. She was dead.
No. It's your fault. You killed her, you son of a bitch. And you pay. You pay. Escobert sets his section of the litter down, walks up to the man, kind of puts his hand on his chest, grips the leather jerkin that he's wearing, and he says, Tyrant, not now. I understand you're upset. It's not this man's fault. Come, tend to your sister. And he shoves him towards the fallen woman. She deserves a good burial. And the man sheathes his sword and goes over to the woman and starts tending to her as you lift up Asir and begin pulling him into the keep. You guys are led into the chamber with the dwarven woman, who I never actually gave a name. But nobody asked, so she
Do
doesn't
they
have a name.
have names? I'm pretty sure they're just dwarf,
You did the
right?
first
I
episode.
did not. I'm about to listen to it to check.
Dirty
Actually,
Diana.
it's got to be your name now. And that is where Asir is left to be tended to by the dwarven cleric of Moradin.
I'm totally going to get dominated.
You'll like it.
I think it's 3.
Mark it. How do you spend the rest of the day, morning, night?
Killing more sisters.
Apparently you're good at it.
I am. I don't even have to ejaculate.
I wasn't even trying.
Well, I'm pretty fucking tired. And everybody else is sleeping for the most part. I don't know what you're doing.
I'd like to know.
But half the party's sleeping. I'm going to camp out right here.
You're going to sleep in the infirmary? Okay. Aphax. I would really like to know what you're doing.
I'd probably do that.
It's still
Okay. You guys are more than welcome.
Or actually-
It's not comfortable. I mean,
Take that back. I don't want to do that. I want to help guy with dead sister barrier. The hole needs to be dug in to get with my bare hands.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you find out his name is Tyron, and this was his younger sister.
I'd help him through his time of grief as best I
And-
could with an 8 charisma.
He.
She was kind of hard.
I liked her. I liked her, Lady Vince.
I'd like her better alive, but I understand that she's not anymore.
He's not obviously in a very chit-chatty mood, but what you're able to garner from him is he's clearly immensely grief-stricken, but he also seems to believe this is entirely Tobias's fault.
Absolutely. I would encourage that.
And
He's already on my murder death list.
he says that
You have one of those?
he'll pay.
It's never longer than 1 day.
Oh.
What do you do after you help him bury her?
I sleep for 8 hours.
Okay. Long rest. Everybody takes a long rest.
Hours.
Episode 3. We finally passed our first day in game.
Yes!
Yeah.
You know
So
what that means, bro.
Quit, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
We're playing D&D 24 hours. Like the show.
You just gotta say
the
24.
show 24?
Yeah.
You don't actually say the hour part.
I don't watch that shit.
I would
Yeah.
not have gotten that had he not said hours.
Yeah.
So.
You
Thank
didn't
for
notice though
doing
that my character is Jack Bauer? That's
I did not. Thank you.
yeah,
It was very subtle.
consciousless, emotionless asshole who tortures people. That's what I was going for.
I need to watch this
Sold
show.
it. Yeah, it sounds like a great show.
Where's the bar?
All right, so in
I
this
took my
game,
daughter.
sleep is magic. So a long rest heals you of all of your wounds,
God.
but you only gain
Half your hit.
1/2 of your hit dice.
How does that work with multi-class?
You get
Pick
to
one.
pick.
Or every other. Whatever.
I
Half of each.
had only used one,
So you can only use one every.
Did anybody use 2 hit dice yesterday?
I don't think
I did, but that was because you kept giving us short rests and then healing us fully.
Yeah, that happened twice.
Yeah, those were my 2 hit dice. Yeah, I used them that way.
Cool.
I wouldn't have used one if I'd remembered that I only took 3 damage.
Oh, so you did.
Yeah, but I just left,
That's
so
cool.
I have 2.
Right, right.
I would have fought the
I
dragon
took damage that
if I had
second
a better
outing.
rage.
Yeah, probably not. Ranged combatants tend to take less damage, so there's that.
You were up in front when the goblin blasted you with fire. All of us were fire.
Hey, did you not get hit by that? You got hit by that.
No,
You
Or it might have been on the following round that he ran in.
I don't know.
you didn't get hit by it.
That's bogus.
So,
Whatever. It happens. This is going to be way late that morning. It's going to be like 11 o'clock in the morning. Now,
so like other
or
stuff
like-
has happened, or
well, you guys slept for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it, dawn is going to be right about 5 a.m. So really, it's like afternoon, early afternoon is when you guys are going to wake. And a seer, when you wake up, you are heavily bound, and your vision.
Japanese style.
sorry, no. All I can think is like heavily bound. Like, well, in this world, because sleep is magic, I immediately begin tearing off all of my bandages because I don't need them.
Not at all.
'Cause I'm fine now.
It's not like that.
It's exactly like that.
It is exactly
No,
like
it's not.
that.
No, because
They
he
no
didn't
longer-
actually chop you in this game because hit points aren't blood. You know what I'm saying?
Or if he did,
I was mortally wounded. I was making saving throws
I know.
or dying.
Yeah.
And he stabbed you
And-
while you were unconscious.
and it still exists. It just no longer hampens your ability to
I
function.
just got over it.
No, it's still there. It still hurts. Okay, think about it this way. If you almost died, right, you're in the hospital,
Uh-huh.
and you sleep for the night, and you get a paper cut, do you fall unconscious again?
Absolutely.
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
You rested, you got better. Yes, it's still there. Yes, it hurts. Yes, you're going to feel it.
Am I equally
But-
capable before? Of course not. Which is why in other gaming systems that take wounds into account, they have negatives to your ability to do stuff until you heal.
Unless you're
and it
used
takes
to being
longer
in that
heal.
state. Because you are always out in danger. You're always injured.
So here's how I want to handle this mentally for myself, and you guys can choose to do this as well. And that is that the game's system is set up to support auto healing. Okay, so you automatically heal all of your hit points overnight. You can justify it in your brain however you want to, but I really do like the idea of these wounds are there. You're just fucking heroes. And you are willing and capable of the mental fortitude to push through all of that. So, if you want to role play the fact that yesterday you just got chopped by a half dragon, and so maybe you move a little bit slower today, that's awesome, and I encourage that. But it's up to you as a player to decide what kinds of effects that has on your character, because mechanically, you're fine. Okay?
Seer is from Kalimshan, where
Yes.
everybody has got a little bit of something blood in him.
That's right.
So he just rips all of his bandages off because he is fine.
Well,
Yeah.
as you wake, your vision is a little bit blurry at first, and you see two silhouettes. And as you fully become conscious, you see that there's two kids standing in front of you, and one is a boy, one is a girl, and the girl hides behind the boy immediately upon seeing you rouse, and the boy
do.
the boy stands
This is going to be
there.
such good radio.
Oh, yeah. We're going to the top. The boy stands so like he's protecting the girl almost, but he's looking at you, he's kind of scared, and the dwarf lady is nowhere around, and most of the guards are gone as well that were being tended to, and you sit up and you just start ripping the bandages off of yourself, and your armor and all of your gear is over here in the corner, And the boy looks up at you and he says, Did the gods paint you?
I do not understand.
He looks like he's gonna poke you. And then he pokes you because you don't stop him.
I look at where he's poking me.
Your skin. He pokes your arm.
Kids are racist.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did the gods paint you?
Not that I'm aware of.
What happened to you then?
I still do not understand.
You see the two kids in front of you are pale little white kids.
I know.
And they're clearly, they've never seen a black dude before. And they're kind of freaked out by it. And he's like, yeah, you're burned. Or painted.
No, I was stabbed.
Or just really dirty. He wipes his finger on your arm and it comes away not with brown knot.
Where I am from, we spend much more time out in the sun. You have seen this, yes?
Yeah. Misty turns all red. It's funny.
Well, it would appear that I do not turn red.
It turns you brown after a while?
If Misty turned red enough times, she would turn a bit brown herself, yes.
I would not! You don't know. He reaches into a frayed pocket of his simple pants and he pulls out what looks like a shell. And he says, thank you for saving us. And it's at that moment that you kind of recognize them as two of the three kids that ran past you into the keep last night. And he's holding up a small shell.
What is that?
It was a gift from my dad.
I see. When did he give this to you?
Just shatter.
Before he left for the journey.
A long trip?
Yeah, he's never come back. But my mom says it was a really good journey that really strong men go on when they want to save their family.
Ah. Well, it would seem that he wished for you to possess this item.
Yeah,
Would be.
but I want you to have it now. You don't like it? Okay. I'll keep it. And with his head down, the two kids slowly saunter out of the chamber.
Throw him your football jersey.
I know, right?
Come on, Misty.
Wait a moment.
Missy's got something I want.
Oh, that one counts
Counts
as
as
two.
That's is that five?
That
one counts as two.
I think we're
Oh, counts as two?
That counts as
Five.
a child.
God damn it. Anyways,
It was never specified.
Wait a moment.
Okay.
I reach into my pocket. I pull out a coin.
Okay.
I motion the kid over. Here. Have you ever seen anything like this?
What kind of coin is this?
I don't know.
It's the mysterious coin he was talking about before.
I have a mysterious coin of unknown origin. It could be anything.
No.
Do you know? Let me show you something. I know, right?
That's six.
I take the coin. I take a piece of parchment and charcoal out of my belongings or somewhere nearby.
You got it.
I set the coin down, put the parchment over it. I scrape so that it impresses the image on there, whatever's on the face of the coin. I do that for either side of it, and then I fold it neatly, a couple time, so I will just open and display that image.
Okay.
And I hand it to him.
Wow.
That is something that has vexed me for a long time. I don't know what it is, but I would find it a great service, a great gift, if you ever should find what it means.
I don't know. There's coins from all over the world, but this is the weirdest one I've ever seen. But if I find out, you'll know.
Yeah. I take it and I write I write my name on it and I hand it to him. If you ever find it, find me. That would be a service I would accept as payment. And you may keep your father's share.
Thank you.
And the little girl steps up beside him and cranes up on her tippy toes and gives you a little peck on the cheek.
Slap her in the face.
No.
Oh, proud of you. Keep it chaste.
Thank you.
And they both giggle as they run out of the room.
Away with you, harlot.
Cover yourself.
Done.
Next character. Got the Stevens.
Yep. I get up.
You
I-
begin gathering your belongings.
Yeah, I clean up my bandages and the bedding and everything, and
You're stealing the bedding?
no, I'm just making it nice.
You,
He's fleecing the place.
eventually you gather your falchion. And you see the blade. Something strange has happened to your blade. And as you inspect it in the light, you see that it looks like it's been stained blue right along the edges and almost like running in towards the center of the blade.
Cool. I test the edge.
Shot. No more doors.
Cool. I put it on its securing device. I don't know if it's got like a hilt. I don't know if falchions fit the hilt. I always feel like the blade's like wider.
Way too big.
Yeah,
to
right.
fit it. Yeah, it'd have to be like a funnel of a
So,
like an opposite funnel thing. Anyway,
like a bandolier.
I don't know.
you
I put
can
it
you
wherever I
can
put it in.
secure it with a sash. I mean, it
I
just
got
hangs
something.
there. Yeah.
So I put it on its thing, and I actually wouldn't have my belongings. They would be with Hendrik.
Oh,
Lamar.
Hendrik Lamar has your
He's
bag.
watching my shit.
Yeah.
What a bastard. Little Lamar.
I'm gonna head down into the dungeons.
Okay. Larry, you
Yes.
wake the next morning. What are your plans?
Find a seer.
Okay. Sweet. You make your way over towards the infirmary just as he's exiting.
Hey, I see you've recovered.
Seems to be the case. How did it go?
Which part? You falling or the rescuing of the hostage?
Well, as you might be aware, I believe I was very badly injured. I don't
Yes.
remember what happened between now and waking up a few moments ago inside of this room. If anything transpired within that time of worth, I should like to know.
Well, after you dropped, Tobias shot the Dragon Man, and the woman was killed.
I see. And are we besieged still?
They seem to have left, or were on the path of leaving this morning.
And Tobias and Athax are currently?
I'd assume sleeping, as I just woke up myself.
I was sleeping in the infirmary.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, you were. Avax, you were doing something else.
I Elfinberry, I know to sleep where?
Okay.
Wherever the wind takes me, outside.
In that case, I knew where Tobias
Under the
was.
stars.
Like on the top of the grave, just like lay down right on top of the fresh soil.
I would be really tired after digging a grave.
Right?
So
And
that's
it'd be like nice and soft.
Very
Yeah, there's no
tiring.
rocks.
Very tiring. I mean, at least exhuming them is tiring.
yeah.
So I assume.
That's right.
Doing it in reverse.
Yeah. You wake
I
up to
will say-
voices chatting
Considering your exhaustion, you handled yourself very well.
in my head.
Yes, I informed the governor that I thought that I would not win the battle. It seems to have worked out better than my expectations. Nevertheless, I have a task I must attend to.
The latrines are that way.
Says Tobias' voice from inside the infirmary.
Thank you, my friend. What are you about now, Leary?
Settle down. Start a family.
What was that phrasing me?
You... Well, I met you on the road on the way to this place. We saw this town being assaulted, acted.
Yes.
Now this town is out of danger. The governor has offered us a contract.
Yes. Well,
You come walking out at this time.
everyone else is willing to work with the contract. Then I would like to accept as well. I still need to find Leosin, and my only lead is he is most likely in contact with these raiders in some way. However, I'm not going to go in there alone.
I plan to get this contract paper.
Seems wise. Lena, it would be useful, I think, to our position here if you made mention around the camps, the guards, to those people gathered here. We currently have an opportunity where the populace is centrally located. Trying to convince them that we are, in fact,
When I wake up, I gather my
saviors of a fashion.
supplies together, my
I
bedroll,
think would be beneficial to our position in any future negotiations, as well as our ability to remain here.
yoga,
Does this seem...
start doing some yoga.
So you want me to spread the word that we help
stretches
them?
and whatnot. And then
Yes,
slowly work up to
specifically,
some, like,
I believe
shadowboxing and kicks.
it will not require a great deal of embellishment to recount our
Word.
stealthy flight into the night, the rescuing of individuals from the church, as well as during the initial assault, the family, the daughter, and the root cellar, as well as our ability to, well, and eventually my battle with Signrath. All of these things point to us having a virtuous nature that speaks highly of us.
So you're simply trying to spread the word that we are really good people to garner favor with the populace.
Yes.
I can probably do that.
You seem to be skilled at the ability to tell tales and to spread such things amongst people. I think you would do just fine at this task.
Dance
Better than
instruments as well. I think I can whip something up.
Excellent.
I think there's others still out there. We can find them.
You wish to do reconnaissance?
Yes. I'm sure we found one family that was holed up. I'm sure there are many others.
I think that's wise. You could take Athax with you unless you think you require more protection.
Well, if we all left, we should be fine, but those kobolds seem to be functioning in a separate group. Who knows how many of them might be still around.
Perhaps take Athax and speak with Northhill. See if you can gather a small contingent of men to move about the building.
You could probably also use some arm strength moving rubble on the light, so that's a good idea.
I have a matter to see to, and then I shall see about joining you.
Either of you seen Athax?
No, I haven't been up for long.
Where did you stay there? In the barracks?
Yeah, you did.
I would have.
Not much rest.
The mayor's voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Probably somewhere out of the way.
Out of the way. Okay. Sure. I mean, it's a keep, so it also has a courtyard, and there is like a small garden area, and there's like some sitting benches and whatnot, like park benches kind of a thing. So you're able to crash out wherever you feel like it. When you woke up in the morning and you went inside to find a seer, you saw that Athax was passed out outside under the noon sun, with his feet up on the wall, and just snoring away. So,
Oh, so you know where he's
Like a bastard. In the courtyard? Yeah. Okay. So then, rather than saying I haven't seen him, he was out in the courtyard.
Liar.
Well, hopefully he's still there.
And that portion of the conversation is changed. Because apparently I knew where he was.
Yeah, I got it. Alright then, fine. I think we know what we're about. I shall see you in a bit.
Like I said, dreams are that way.
I head to the latrines. I
Right.
take a dump.
see a man about a horse.
That's right. Then I head to the dungeon.
Then you go to the dungeon. Okay. And you guys head out to the courtyard?
Yep.
Great. And the time that Athax has been out there, he's woken up and he started doing his yoga, motherfucking ninja shit. And you've also noticed, because you're a perceptive individual, that, well, you're not an idiot and you have a 13 wisdom, you're above average, so
Alright,
you're
fair enough.
above average perceptive. And you've noticed that there is a little bit of a buzz going on. The gate is open and the portcullis is up, and there are quite a few fewer guards up on the walls, and you see people are leaving the keep. So you're doing your routine, you're going through your thing, you're zenned out. By the time you finish, you see coming back into the keep are Escobert, some of his guards, some of the men that were assisting some of the citizens of Green Nest, and a lot of them are carrying in wounded, and you hear them mention something about setting up a mess hall for those who lost all their food and whatnot. So
I pick up my hobo pack and like offer to help in any way I can.
okay, yeah, you're chatting with a couple of the guards as Tobias and Leary exit the main hall of the keep out into the courtyard. You see Athax is chatting with one of the guards. He says, Town is a mess. It's not a wreck. It's a mech. That was a rest. That was a mess and a wreck all at once. So the town is a mess. I don't know exactly what you can do to help out, but we've just been searching for any survivors, people that might have been wounded.
I can do that.
Okay. The sanctuary looks like it got beat up pretty bad.
Is that where we went?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Other than that, the old mill. We haven't really made it out across the river yet, but we'll head out that way here shortly.
We'll jump to that.
All right, sounds good. We're just gonna get a little bit of dinner ready for everybody.
Kind of look at this. Shoot. Sure. Like,
Yeah, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Forgot that we were in the afternoon.
friends.
Yes. How did you rest?
It's great. I can't complain when sleeping under the stars.
What did he say?
They were group of guards, was 8 guards?
Yeah.
Group of guards is going to head out across the river and look for any wounded, injured, hiding people.
Good, I have the same idea.
Volunteer to join them.
I'll go with. When are they leaving?
They were going to make some dinner. And
I can take some time.
they certainly could. I didn't really get the details. I'll be right back. I just kind of like pimp off the cards
Okay.
to get a little more detail.
Sure.
Okay.
Was there anything you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, you've been mailing off, so.
Well, I'd like to. I'll go find out, and I'll go do that. If you want to stop me, this.
No, I
Just want to let me go.
So I guess you're off to talk to the people, huh?
That's the way it would seem. Have to take a few moments to think of some interesting spins on the tale.
Don't forget to let them talk as well. Any information that they give you would be helpful.
Information on what?
Well, if we're going to be tracking down these cultists, who knows what people who were out there with them saw? There could be clues. Just keep your ears open. Well, I'm going to hang around here for a little bit and see if Apex comes back.
All right.
Go take a peek outside, maybe.
The town has been abandoned of raiders and kobolds, and the majority of the fires have been put out. You see a scene of destruction before you. The vast majority of the buildings in the city have broken windows, doors. Some of them have had their thatched roofs burned off. You see shattered glass lying all over the street, and the caked red blood pooled in some areas, and people just in utter despair, milling about, kind of prodding through the wreckage, looking at what they can fix. You know, people standing around their businesses, their homes. Everything of value was taken from the city. Anything that could be sold for a silver.
See a lot of opportunity. Well, I don't want to go too far off because I'm hoping Apex comes back sometime soon. So I just take my peek around and.
Apex, you meet up with the guards, and they say that they got a mess hall going, kind of like buffet feast status, where they're just constantly bringing out more food, everything that they can feed these people. They're bringing in survivors, people that were hiding throughout the night. The all clear has been given. You guys were asleep, but you learned that the bell was rang, giving the all clear, and that people are now just trying to assess the situation.
Alright, yeah, if I see food being served in that manner, and they're just like sitting down talking in, I'd be like, alright, yeah, whatever, they'll be pretty quick.
Okay.
Go back to it. Bye.
It looks pretty bad out there.
Yeah, the guards shouldn't be long. They're just eating now.
Okay. Well, guess we could go out now, just the two of us.
You think that wise? You think that's wise?
Well, I didn't see any sign of hostiles out there, but you never know.
Kind of, I don't know, made a promise to those guards to join them, but
It's fine.
I doubt it'll be missed. Let's go.
Alright. We go out and try to search for survivors.
Okay. There appears to be a slew of guards. Green Nest, you can probably guess, at one time had no more than 100 guards, and they're down to about 30 now.
We can take them.
So you could probably take them all if you just tag team status.
Okay, let's do it.
Luchador
The
stuff.
30 guards, about 5 of them are remaining in the keep, dealing with business there. The rest are out searching for survivors as well. And you meet up with some of them, and they explain to you where they've already searched, and you search the areas that they haven't searched yet. You make your way across the river and over to the mill, and in the mill you find several dead bodies of people that were clearly trying to work here, as the mill is still, the wheel is still churning, and the hammer is still pounding as the river churns the wheel and raises the hammer and slams it down, and there's nothing on the slab, so except for 2 bodies laying off to either side.
The raiders didn't throw them in.
Yeah. You search for a couple of hours, and you're able to recover some people, get some people on that south side of the river, where nearby where you had saved the father and his daughter. You see that you actually see the father and his daughter, and they're digging a grave for his recently dead wife.
Oh, I want to help him with that.
You are
Become a grave digger?
I did. I totally asked him about it though. I remember if he wanted me to get his wife and carry her back to the keep. So I totally go help him do that too.
okay. He's very appreciative. He's got a couple of close friends there as well that are all helping, and you'll all lower her down into the grave and cover her with dirt and say some words, and just it's a very emotional time for the city of Green Nest. And the guards are thankful for your assistance as you're able to recover a couple of people, bring them out of hiding, and bring them to the keep where they're fed. And Governor Nighthill is actually presiding over the feast at the point when you guys all return. So, in the meantime,
I go down to the dungeon.
all right, you get down there, and there's one holding cell, and in that holding cell is a kobold and a human male.
Are they restrained?
Absolutely.
Oh, cool. Is there a guard drake corpse?
There is a guard drake corpse.
Cool. I can pick that up.
Okay. The blood has clotted by now, so there's no trail being dragged by this.
Alright, I mean, if necessary, I tie up that or whatever, so it's not going to drip all over the place.
No.
That's pretty gross. And I drag that out of here.
Okay, where are you going to bring it? You do see that the old tunnel doorway has been completely
Yeah, I kind of figured that
barricaded.
was there.
Just have the gold there. Cast Revivify.
Solid rock. I'm going to head back up outside. I am hauling the corpse over my shoulder.
Okay.
And
The few people that you pass kind of give you a questioning glance, but you actually overhear, that's the hero, as you move past.
I'm perfectly stone-faced and not paying attention to anyone else.
Fair enough.
I go outside, I make my way towards the siege area, where they had set up camp and hastily broken that down. I assume that there is some remains of barricades and bonfires. Is it broken?
You see the
things that
remnants
they were
of
burning?
campfires and torches and stones and logs that have been rolled up for seating and whatnot.
Cool. Start building a pyre.
Okay. You build a pyre. It takes you a little while. Leary, in the meantime.
Am I aware of the feast?
Absolutely.
I go to the feast and just mingle with the townsfolk.
Okay. There's
Talking
probably
about various
100
events.
people in this room, most of which were not in the keep last night, most of which have just had the most terrifying night of their lives. And a lot of them are grateful that Governor Nighthill has allowed them entrance into the keep for one, but also providing for them with food and clothes and warmth and security. You're able to hear a couple of horror stories from some people about one man hid underneath a burning wagon, and he prayed to Kasuth, the god of fire, and the fire actually never fully engulfed the entire cart. It collapsed upon him, but he was unburned and unharmed. You also hear a tale from a 19-year-old girl who claims to be a seamstress of some kind, about how when the raiders left, she was hiding in her mother's flower garden, and she saw all of them hauling large sacks full of all of the town's precious goods heading to the south. Anything else? I mean, anything in particular you're trying to garner from the people, or?
Social security number, credit card,
Yeah, all of that. I'll take them for all they got. No. Mostly my goal is to just kind of speak about the events of last night, gain kind of their side of things, what they noticed, like Asir was mentioning. And then... just
horrible people charged into their town, murdered everybody, and stole their shit. That's pretty much everybody's... Granted, there's not a lot of dead bodies. Okay? But that's not how people are taken.
Fix that. Right.
You know, these raiders were not wholesale slaughtering everybody. They didn't come to the city to murder people. They clearly came here to steal their stuff. And some people didn't want that to happen, and so they fought. And any people who fought got murdered.
Right.
But that's not how the townsfolk interpreted it. They interpreted it as it was a wholesale slaughter of their friends and family.
which is to be expected. And then throughout that, I guess every now and again, just kind of start playing some music, something soothing, not like super upbeat or really mellow, just kind of nice, good background music.
Okay. Are you proficient in history, by any chance?
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything knowledge-wise.
All right. Roll intelligence, please.
16.
Okay. You're actually familiar with a couple of tunes that are typical of not funerals, but for those in mourning, and also a couple of hymns that are hymns, songs, scalds that are meant to be uplifting. So they're not like, hey, everybody, let's dance, but they're, bad shit happens to good people get through the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you know a couple of those tunes, and you're able to play a couple of them. Go ahead and roll charisma, add your proficiency, and perform.
19.
19.
Not 19, 21.
Even better. Nice.
Proficiency.
Excellent. So you are able to play some songs and chat with some people, and you're able to really uplift some of the people in this chamber, and you get tons of compliments from people.
They all start levitating.
They all start levitating.
What do you need?
And a couple of people ask you who you are, where you come from. They try to get information from you. Some people are kind of scared of you just because of your outward appearance, but they warm up to you after you put on some of your performances. So you gain favor with the townsfolk.
That was my goal.
Well done.
I will mark that under treasures.
What? You got it.
Treasures?
Yeah.
Arr.
Favorite precious treasure.
I took your treasure.
You're taking treasure?
Yeah. Favorite.
You're a madman. You better sell that quick.
Everybody is done with their individual thing. You build a fire, you burn the creature. Mm-hmm. Anything in particular happen or go on at that stage or shortly after?
I thought you were going to do necromancy.
I take out the bones.
Ooh, what?
I go to my
Make a hat.
my buddy Hendrik, and I give him a bag of bones, and I ask him to take care of these for me.
He's more than happy to assist you. His house
Hendrik Lamar, the old man.
was looted, but left mostly intact, and he gives you the address, tells you where it is, and that's where he's going to take yourself out of the keep to his house.
Good.
So.
He's a necromancer.
What does Hendrik do?
necromancer.
Is he going to put the bones back together?
That's what I was wondering.
Would you like to know?
You should have took the bones out, kept the skin, made a coat.
I'd fuck me.
I fuck me.
I find there's 2. Or 3.
3. You find all 3 of them.
Oh my god.
You all eventually meet up for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah. Or late lunch.
I don't believe in dinner. So late lunch.
It's late lunch.
I have lunch and then late lunch.
It's my second breakfast.
11 season. Okay, great. You're all in the feast hall.
Is there a feast?
There is a feast.
That's right.
It's
People
all
are wasteful.
simple foods,
Okay.
and people are given a plate and allowed to go fill it one time.
You're pretty rationed, too.
Well, yeah.
Alright. So it's not really a feast.
It's like oatmeal.
For poor people, this is a feast.
There's a
Wow.
huge gathering
Wow.
of meager meat.
Yes. You've got your breads, your cheese,
Dried meats.
all it is.
The history of a
Salted
Don't go on. I'm
Salted
Yeah, you
porks.
said cheese. Let's get in here.
Yeah.
This is like medieval FEMA. That's what this is.
yes,
Wow.
absolutely. And you all meet, and you're fed, and you are cheered by the crowd, because apparently Leary has been spreading the word of your good deeds. And so as each of you enter the feast hall, you're all given double rations.
Double?
Double rations.
That means we're worth at least 2 people.
I triple. What are they going to do? Stop me and save the town? Fuck them.
I give you mine because I don't need double rations.
I do. I was like dead yesterday. I need to eat double
Actually, you can
rations.
totally have half of my double rations. I need enough food for one person.
Governor Nighthill approaches you as you're sitting down and eating.
Feels right.
He pulls out a chair, sits down with a small plate. You see half of a ration on his plate.
I outdo him. And I just throw my
douchebag.
plate on the counter.
What?
I stabbed him right in his fur coat. Like, what's he going to
He
do?
doesn't have it. He gave it to a kid.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's right. That was his first act of passive-aggressive showmanship.
He just hands out a new coat every day.
Arrogant. Fuck.
He's got a closet full of fucking coats.
Really don't
What
like
is
coats?
his wealth? By passing out coats to random children.
Every person in the town has a big fur coat.
No wonder the invaders thought this place
Yeah,
was
that's
wealthy.
It's all Nighthill's fault.
They wanted to raid his closet where he keeps the really good coats.
Fucking communist. He wants everyone to have good shit.
Hey.
Fuck this red guy.
One for all for one.
Yeah, they wanted to cut him.
Alright, he died.
Alright, sorry. He's got his half ration.
Yes.
He's surprised.
So Governor Nighthill sits down with his half a ration on his plate.
I'd offer him my ration.
This is plenty for me, thank you.
Oh,
As I'm sure you're well aware, all of the raiders have left. Yesterday I offered you, I should say, early this morning, I offered you 250 gold pieces each. I can also offer you any kind of supplies. I'm gonna offer you my finest fur coats.
One to each of you.
deal.
God damn it. Governor Nighthill sits down with his half ration. No, says, yesterday I offered you 250 gold pieces to investigate these raiders in their camp. I can also offer you any of the supplies that you think you'll need in your journey.
Thank you so much.
We have talented blacksmiths, leather workers, craftsmen of all sorts in this city. And while many of their supplies were likely taken in the raid, we have many here in the keep that you are free to make use of if you decide to agree to this. As Green Nest has conscripted mercenaries in the past, that is how most of our guard was formed. I understand that formal writs and contracts are the standard, and so I'm having one of my scribes draft one now. If you are interested, whenever you are ready, My scribe will be waiting in the antechamber with the hawk on the door, and feel free to enter and sign the charter. If you decline, I understand you have done much for Green Nest, and you will live in all of our hearts and memories as protectors and heroes here in Green Nest. And the keep doors are always open to you.
I'll do it for free.
Deal.
Excellent. That is more than gracious of you.
It's not like I need material goods or possessions.
Well, then know that you may always have a roof over your head, a comfortable bed to sleep in, anything that Green Nest can provide to you.
Small patch of grass outside. That's all I require at night.
It is yours.
You're just going to cordon off an area of the courtyard.
I'm a landowner now.
Apex
bitches.
is
Your
fine.
lord,
I'm a
John.
lord.
Lord Apex Crandor!
Now you have possession.
Yep.
All you need
You're
is
going against your code.
I annex the rest of the town as my own. Done. Sorted. I own the place.
Damn optimizers.
Yep.
Asir nods. That sounds reasonable. I believe, Tobias, you are versed in such matters, yes?
I am. I will definitely review the documents. It's just in any way I can.
Excellent. Green Nest is indebted to you all. I thank you again. I have many matters to attend to.
I reach out a hand and clasp his arm.
All right.
Shake.
He shakes.
Are you
Make sure
gonna-
people
He grips strongly, meets you eye to eye, says, your sacrifice will live long in the hearts and minds of those of Green Nest, especially those three that you saved.
I bleed, I breathe, another day. There was no sacrifice. Only what was necessary.
May the light of Lathander shine on you all.
Are you gonna eat that?
He grabs an apple off of it and slides the rest towards you as he walks away. He's
I don't say that.
yeah, no, he keeps going. He leaves it. So we can roleplay. We can give me an agenda. We can fast forward. What do you guys want to do? What's your plan?
As long as everyone else wants to go ahead with this, I will go ahead with it. 'Cause like I
Okay.
said, I'm not doing it alone. Finding Leosin is about my only goal.
Gotcha.
Asir, where there aren't people who can hear us readily,
Yes.
would relate to
We
you.
acolytes of Angmar are secretive.
Yeah.
We shall go elsewhere so not to spread this knowledge.
Yeah, so
So
while,
you can make that happen.
while we're sitting there and eating, we're like, yeah, we're going to probably do this. So, you want in? Come. And you're already in, so
I'm gonna punch that dragon.
yeah, we're going to make this happen. It's reconnaissance is what he's hiring us for.
Right, but
Information.
No, things. He sees a dragon. He's
Punching
like, "Yeah,
happens."
I'm gonna punch him.
Yeah. Alright. So we finish our meal.
That should have been me.
As we're headed towards the Hawk door, we're in a,
I think we have an opportunity to potentially invest these resources, starting up a company. We need contractors, lumberjacks, resources to rebuild. If we're getting material wealth, this can be used to rebuild.
We could start a dry cleaner.
you wish to invest in this region?
Well, perhaps if the governor is willing, instead of payment upon our return, investment of these resources while we're gone.
I will be honest with you, this is not an investment that is certain to pay dues.
Your character is familiar with everything below my hand.
Like I said, I merely see an opportunity.
Just as a region, just as knowledge.
Just one of these things.
suppose if you believe that more gain can be had from that, I am not opposed to it. What I would like to see is safe haven passage and
Which city did I
access
start
to
in?
any sort of,
Which city did I start in?
I suppose, patronage
Up to you.
of
You
any
didn't pick
sagely
one.
materials
Pick
housed
one
in
that's
this
just a
castle.
small black circle.
Forth
Well, I was thinking was a
into
city when I was talking to
perpetuity
you.
for members of the Alton Church.
Kalimshan.
If such a
Probably
thing
be
can
the
work
city where
into
the
contract.
largest grouping of high-powered people are.
Has it yet been discussed, but it's definitely something that we can try to work in.
I suppose in that context, if you wished to try to invest money into the rebuilding and investiture of this region, that might be suitable for that goal as well.
It's kind of gross, isn't it?
Best I've had all night.
Well, like I said, it was merely an idea. Have you thought of the types of resources that we may need to request for this journey?
Quarters.
Mounts, if they can be obtained. I have all of the other necessary traveling supplies for myself, weaponry, and armaments, I believe. If it would be possible to facilitate better armor that can be seen to, then it would be worthwhile, but within the time constraints, I would find that improbable. More likely, at best, it could be commissioned for our return, but that won't help the mission at hand.
Depends what they have on hand. I'll go see to the contract, and we will meet up with everyone to discuss what we need to request for this journey.
We're all here right now. Why don't we?
We pulled aside after that.
Oh, yeah, you want to
Yeah, the Ogmites wanted to have a secret
Acknowledge
talk.
Gotcha.
We do that.
Pillow talking, you know.
Well, I suppose we could figure that out first, and while I'm finishing up the contract, you guys can.
I'll speak with the others and return to you if there is anything to.
Well, there are some things that I would like.
Of course, and you are aware of them already.
Yeah.
Very well. Then I will see to you later with the others' desires.
If that's how you want to handle it.
Well, I'm assuming you're on your way to talk to the clerk right this moment. So,
Well, that's why I was saying you guys can go get stuff while I do the contract thing.
exactly. We're in agreement.
But you don't know what I want. How can you guys get the stuff that I want?
Well, but you can put it in the contract that you want it, that we can get it later.
Different wavelengths.
Whatever. You just tell me, and then I go get it.
Yeah. Every time I see her,
Or whatever.
Really?
You figure it out.
Figure it out.
Cool.
I think we just scroll a little bit.
Alright. We're scrolling how long?
like 10 years.
Probably till
10
tomorrow.
years. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Till after contract is done and stuff is procured.
As soon as you walk to the hawk that... Alright.
Gross, dude.
I know.
Why don't they clean the doors?
Look, you leave the mess hall, and you're in a long hallway, and one of the doors right down the hallway has a hawk emblazoned upon it. You enter, and a scribe, a young lad, bald, with a brown robe on, is standing basically at attention, and in front of him is a small podium, and on that podium, which is turned around towards you, is a document that has been unscrolled.
In triplicate?
No. Duplicate.
Sloppy. Okay, well, it appears complete. I review it with him.
Reading over it, all it states is that the hereunto defined company of, and then it lists your 4 first names.
Warriors of Light.
Nice, good.
will investigate the Raider of Green Nest's camp and return to Governor Nighthill the information requested. And then it's the stuff that he asked for earlier. Would you like me to repeat it?
Sure.
Okay.
I would like you to repeat as much information as possible.
So you were
The Knights of
listening.
Do Good.
No,
Only
he
do
wants
good.
you to know. He wants to know where the camp is, how many raiders are there, and these are approximates, of course. Who their leaders are for sure. That is not an approximate. What is motivating their attacks?
Okay.
Where they plan to strike next. Any valuables that can be identified as having been garnered from Green Nest will be returned to Green Nest.
Okay, if it says green, that's
However, that is secondary to the gathering of this information. Return the information to Governor Nighthill, and
it does.
upon return of the information, each of the 4 aforementioned individuals will receive 250 gold pieces. Then you see an annotation scratching off 4, 3 minus Mr. Athax.
Doctor, thank you.
Don't see any investment options.
Apologies, sir, but Governor Nighthill didn't communicate any investments to me.
Let's see. Well, we'll just work with this then. We do need a triplicate copy.
You wish for me to draft another?
Yes.
All right, give me a few moments.
Alright. It's going to take him about 4 minutes.
That's fast.
I know.
He's
Oh,
really
that's
good.
really fast.
Just pen lights
well
on
done.
fire.
I'll take
He,
one too.
You see his wrists and the sleeves of his robe are coated in black ink as he walks over to the shelves. They got a series of bookshelves in this chamber. It appears to be a study or a small library of some kind. And he retrieves some parchment off of a roll. He pulls out what looks like a letter opener and slices and slices his wrists and dies before you. No. He's coming right for us!
He bleeds black. That wasn't ink at all.
And he stands at the podium and with one hand holds the document that has already been written, and with the other has a quill and sets a small vial of ink, dabs it, and then just goes to town. And I don't know how often your character has seen people transcribe before.
Yeah.
Often? Okay.
He's done it much.
He's skilled. He's not incredible, but he's definitely skilled. So
It is a custom in the Augment Church that every year you give away a book that you've transcribed yourself.
nice. Okay. He's no match for you, but it's a short document. He pens it well, swiftly, without error.
Well done.
Could you do it again? With your
I
other
wanted
hand?
both copies in triplicate. No. Alright, I assume these have spots for signatures for
Yep.
all involved.
There's actually 5 lines, and Governor Nighthill has signed 2 of the copies. Clearly, he hasn't signed the 3rd. He says, I will retrieve the governor's signature post haste.
We shall sign these as a group with all.
I will hold on to the documents until all are present. He gathers all of them, and then he appears to leave in search of Governor Nighthill.
Okay. I look around.
Bunch of books and shit.
Yeah, any cool ones?
There's some, define cool ones. There's plenty of
Wizard books. That's what I want.
spell books. No, there's plenty of tomes on lore of the region, especially Shantae and Lathander, and the green fields appears to be a topic of note, which your character is aware that is the region of the world you are in right now, the green fields. Okay. They're fields that are green.
So the green nest is in the
Green
What?
fields, right? And there was a dragon here.
Who was
Nest
green?
dragon. It was a blue dragon.
Was it?
It was.
What happened?
Broke the code. No wonder he died.
Exactly. No, I didn't play it. Anyway, Are you going to read the books or just scan the titles?
Just kind of scan through, see if there's anything interesting.
Okay, a couple of religious tomes, a couple of agricultural, a couple of regional.
Okay. Anything seem out of place?
Give me a perception check since you're actively searching.
I'm going to actively search for these.
Mm-hmm.
Actively search with passive perception.
Yes.
No. It's the fun part.
How can you be worse at perceiving when you're not looking at things?
25.
25 is great. Let me time out and answer that question, actually.
That's actually kind of weird to me.
On the surface, it does seem odd. But if you think about it, there are people who actively look for their glasses when they're sitting on their heads. Okay? And the point of that reference is, it should be obvious. But because you're so focused on looking elsewhere, the obvious becomes oblivious. You become oblivious to the obvious.
And this is why you actively perceive things after you passively perceive. You walk into the building and not say anything, and then that's passive perception. And then you look.
Clearly, it's a game system, so not everything translates perfectly. But we have some optimizers in the chamber at this juncture, so I have to try to justify things logically. Nonetheless,
It makes sense.
25 is fantastic.
Sorry.
And
I've done that.
you're flipping through. Some of these seem interesting. You kind of walk over by the desk. On the desk appears to be one of those file holders. There's one on the left side of the desk and one on the right side of the desk. And you happen to notice that on the right side of the desk, there's a couple of documents which have recently been signed. You know it's recent because the way ink dries, it seems to... It hardens as it dries, obviously, and kind of creates a deeper impression. And so this is still in the process of drying. So clearly signed within the last several hours. It's almost as if Governor Nighthill was doing paperwork because you see his signature. You're only able to make out with a big T, scribble, 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 N, scribble, scribble, LL. So you're able to figure out, oh, this Governor Nighthill signed this. And you see that it appears to be a trade agreement with a city called Burdusk, which your character may or may not be familiar with. And they appear to be expecting a shipment of
Fur coat.
some kind of iron mined from the far hills. Now, do you have any knowledge, history, or proficiency in any kind of history, or regional or local, or craft skills of any kind?
Craft skills, I have some tool proficiency.
Okay, what tool proficiencies do you have?
Thieves' tools and poison?
Okay.
You are the weirdest cleric ever. The best cleric.
Wow, yeah.
Being able to identify the poison.
The only it stands out to you as odd that they would be importing iron from hills that are so far away.
Makes sense. Interesting. I'll file that information away. And go to find my companions wherever they might be.
Is anybody doing anything of note, or is everybody just kind of hanging out?
I'm gathering them all up, determining what supplies they might desire, and then bringing them all back to sign the document.
Sweet, that works out fantastically. So here's the thing. When you all meet up, the document doesn't state it because it was a verbal agreement from Governor Nighthill that you guys would be supplied with gear you may need for this journey.
We'll get that penned in.
And it's not going to be penned in because Governor Nighthill is going to oversee it himself personally. You guys are allotted any item. We have gold piece limit of 50. So any item of 50 gold pieces or less is basically yours within reason. Okay?
Collection of items below 50?
I'm sorry.
Or
No,
collection
any
items?
given item has to be 50 gold pieces or less.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
no armor.
So we can have as
Oh, you can have
items
armor.
less than
They got
50.
armor. There's scale and shit, right?
Yeah, just nothing.
Scale would be the max.
Yeah, scale, chain shirt. Scale is better than chain shirt.
Not for me.
I have chain mail.
Stealth disadvantage. Suck my left.
Oh. Well, you're in heavy armor.
Yes, that's why I want one breastplate, but that'll be a later date. It's scale mail without the suck stealth.
You can have
Okay.
my share of that 50 gold.
That doesn't make 5 or 400.
Okay. Well then,
No,
I'll
but
be okay.
for one of you, you can have one item of 100,
whoa, 100?
which opens up the magnifying glass. Yes.
Get it?
Or
Get
a
it.
hand crossbow.
You can burn ants with that.
Dude, what gives to the guy with the
Poison
armor
perception.
poison?
Oh, they're
There,
even better.
there is no
Yeah,
poison
advantage
available
on
in this
perception.
city.
Why?
because that's evil.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, at
I mean,
Almost
there's
Class
specialty
City,
inks that
that's
require
totally
certain toxin
poison.
materials to make a certain color.
If you drink that, you dead.
God, give me deception. That's really good.
No, like legit. That's what it is.
That's what you need? Oh, shit. No, they don't have any poison makers in this city. Or anybody that works with toxic materials in general. Alright, so like I said, Governor Nighthill is overseeing, he's accompanying you as he escorts you through the city to acquire the goods that you think you're going to need. One more time, Asir, you get splint mail.
Yep, I'm getting I'm gonna give them my chain armor and take that one remaining suit of splint that they had in their armory. I'm getting studded leather off of one of the corpses of the bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're providing me with locksmithing tools.
Yeah.
Could be used by a thief, who knows? And also a horse.
Excellent. More than easy to provide you with those things. The splint mail is the hardest to come by. Luckily, the raiders did not check the forge that the armor smith was currently working on. He finishes up the suit of splint mail that he had been crafting over the last couple of weeks and provides you with that. Leary.
I would be cheating a light crossbow, quiver of 20 volts, rope, one pouch, studded leather.
Okay. You're able to find some studded leather armor that will fit you without too many modifications. Tobias.
We will also be looking for studded leather armor, poisoner's kit, 3 vials of alchemist fire, and I'd like to reload on my bolts.
You succeed. Easily enough. An eighth axe.
Eighth Axe actually gives away 50 feet of rope.
Wow. Awesome. In your meanderings through the city, you actually encounter Carla the Cleric. That is the dwarven cleric woman.
Clara?
Clara. Clara the Cleric encounters you. And, yeah, no, she kind of winks at you.
I punch her.
They're like that. I have it on good.
She
good
loves it,
recommendation.
and she actually hands you 2 vials of clear liquid that have what look like lube. No, I'm kidding. They look like it has 2 strips of adhesive tape, and scrawled on that tape is the word cure.
I can't read.
Is it?
You speak common, that means you can read common.
Oh,
Because you're a
does it?
hero,
Oh.
and heroes can read, because 5th edition doesn't assume barbarians are savages.
I can read intelligence. I just can't.
Okay, do you want to say you can't read?
Yeah.
Athax can't read,
That's alright.
and that's totally cool.
Yeah. We have no problem.
She
as-
hands you these 2 vials of this
Intellectual
clear-looking
vial.
liquid, and they have like weird scrawlings on them, some kind of like symbols,
Sorcery.
runes of some kind. She hands them to you and says, "Take care of that little tush now, won't ya?" And she kind of smacks you on the thigh and saunters off.
Okay. Did she give me these?
Yeah.
I don't want them.
She's already gone. It's a gift.
Drink them.
I
I mean, you guys all see this happening.
Oh, you saw that happen? I thought it was like meandering through the town.
You're all meandering together
Oh.
with Governor Nighthill.
Of an
Or just like wandering
company.
around, be like, I want that. I want that. Give me that.
No,
Wow.
you explained to the governor your needs, and he took you where you needed to go. Along the way, you happened to encounter Clara the Cleric, who I just gave that name to.
I just can't fathom having
What
such
you got
a-
there, Muscles?
she gave me some bottles with some stuff on it. It's, what's it say?
They are fermenting.
Oh,
One drinks them, and they will hear you.
we should
You
take
can
these
take
to
care
the
of that
sick.
tush.
Oh, that's so sexy!
Cleanse of
He crits you in the face!
Oh, how much damage does it do?
I don't even know.
1d6.
2d6 plus 3.
It's not enough to knock me unconscious.
Oh.
10.
10. You spit out blood from that shit.
Don't ever do that again.
I just glow for a second and keep walking.
He does that. I don't want these. You can take them. Or I can take them to where they're helping the wounded and give them to them.
Here's my recommendation.
No interest in carrying.
You have this one. You have this one.
Seems fair.
Works for me.
Alright. You each have a potion that says the word cure on it.
What language?
Common.
I
I don't
know
speak it.
Like a
two
cure
languages.
potion.
Yeah, 2 languages.
Plebeians.
I can't
They're
read
common.
this one, but I can totally read that one.
So if some
How's that sound?
if some
for ya?
fairy decides to write in Sylvan, you can totally read that shit.
Ah?
What?
I don't look it up.
I don't know what you're looking up.
The Sylvan alphabet.
No, it's the written language for Sylvan is actually Elven.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's the
Just
characters.
different letter combinations.
Yeah.
So, you all have your gear, horses, potions, alchemical
Barding.
items, and whatnot.
Barding?
No barding is available.
No saddle?
I assume saddles are available.
No.
Of course.
Eggs?
And you're able, it's starting to get to be late afternoon.
Oh, shit.
You have all of your gear, all of your supplies.
Well,
He produces the contracts for you each to sign.
Red and back.
Okay. Tobias
That's
signs.
like the signature.
that's the first one.
Damn. What language are you writing
Netherese.
All of them.
That would be better. In every
Alright.
script.
So we get all of our stuff when we head out?
Yeah.
in? I'll sign it in.
Before we head out, where are we going?
Yeah.
South, I guess. Is the
South
best
is
we
what
had.
we were told by the Cobalt.
Well,
We had an alternative plan, though.
So it's the same letters.
we have
So-
a couple different plans.
I gotta make a note.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies is one of them. My guess is with this many people leaving, there'll be some trail to follow. I assume that we gathered some information, Larry, when speaking
I
to
almost defeat
the townsfolk.
It's just been out of control.
As far as the information the townsfolk told me, it was all just kind of stories of their trials.
And then we have the information from Leader. We could get that.
We'll get through this together.
Jack you in the face.
And then I believe there was the young guard that you spoke to earlier that wanted to help guide us to that location since he was familiar with the area. The one with the unfortunate accident with the drink.
Ah. If a guide can be arranged, that would be ideal.
It was a bastard. Just I wanted in the stacks.
Is Night Hill still there with us as we're walking?
You've just been supplied with everything that you need. You've signed the contracts. He's ready to walk back to the keep and file them. You have your copy.
Okay.
2 copies. Yeah.
You have your 2 copies, then. He just needs one. He doesn't care what happens to the
But I'll
other.
make the additional triplicate copies.
Can I keep one? I have a,
As is your
All right.
prerogative.
We will each have a triplicate copy.
I have a scroll case.
I thank you for anything that you can do for this city. Greenest, as I said, is indebted to you.
So my other thing was he listening while they were discussing that guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he available
I-
to be a guide?
Unfortunately not. At this point, we cannot sacrifice any of our guard duty to guide duty. We never know if these creatures might return.
It actually might be most prudent for him to come with us, or anyone. Having one of your number along, if we do run into them and they are headed back, he could make advanced return. You would think of him well as a scout. Whomever goes with
When I
him.
was conversing with civilians, were there any trappers or hunters who I might have come into contact with?
No, but you did learn that there are many hunters in this region. The green fields are a bounty for wildlife. And there are many hunters in this region who make a living off of hunting, not just for themselves, but for other people. Unfortunately, none of them reside in Greenness. And Nighthill says, as much as I agree that a guide with knowledge of the area would be able to assist you, I cannot sacrifice any of my men at this time. I leave it to you to be able to track these creatures, find the information I have requested of you, and I will pay you in addition to all of the items that you have already acquired.
We'll find our way or find one that will help us. Either way, we will accomplish this task.
Maybe you should wear clothes.
Takes off his fur coat.
Now you have a nice fur coat. Better than the rest of us.
I give it away.
Shut up. I'm not
take
going to
it.
his coat.
You'll take it?
I have this fur coat.
All right,
He leaves
then we
you.
leave. We're gone.
Sweet.
We're gone. Fuck this place.
I'm out.
The Raider's path is relatively easy to follow.
Look at that.
Give me wisdom checks. If you are proficient in perception,
I got
you may
success.
add that as well.
I decided
Tobias
to-
automatically succeeds.
14.
I got 19.
Okay.
Crazy.
Tobias and Leary note as you're walking. You're not specifically looking for anything in particular, but you note that there are tracks both heading south and north in the direction that you're traveling. So you're going south, and you see tracks of people that came to Greenness, and you also see the tracks of people leaving. And you note that the tracks of those leaving Greenness leave much deeper depressions in the earth than those traveling north.
Almost like a forced marching path to sea.
Or like they're carrying stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like they're carrying stuff.
I don't know.
That is
Or
a
they got
possibility.
bigger.
They
Or the
made
world
Shit got smaller.
No, it was just the ground got softer.
Actually, the world would have to get bigger, thus
Increasing
gravitational
pull.
pull.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I see what you're doing.
Additional mass, yeah.
Great.
However,
So
the relative mass would increase as the size of the world got smaller. So what's going on?
I'm not in physics class right now,
What
but
I'm doing.
you guys have 3 options for the pace that you're going to travel at: fast, normal, or slow.
Ludicrous.
Here are the mechanical advantages and disadvantages. If you travel slow, you gain the advantage of you can use stealth. Okay? Now, you're in the green fields. The amount of stealth that you can really take advantage of is that of hiding behind random trees, random bushes, occasional rocks, but mostly hills. If you travel at normal speed, there is no advantage, but you travel at 3 miles an hour. Finally, if you travel at fast pace, you go at 4 miles an hour, but you all automatically suffer a -5 penalty to your passive perception. What speed will you be traveling at?
Fuck this lobster.
Well, as we're probably trying to follow these tracks, it would be a good idea to not go fast.
Most likely.
Okay.
I think the bigger question is, do we want to follow them with their goods in the attempt, they're under the assumption that they're heading straight to camp, or do we want to see where they came from?
I think that's the same.
You said north was the heavier tracks, south was the lighter tracks.
No, you can tell that the tracks are traveling north, coming from the south. You are currently traveling south, following tracks heading south.
All of the tracks are to the south,
Oh, okay.
but
I
they're
got
northerly.
confused.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Okay.
Yeah, the standard pace following them to the south would be most useful.
2 votes for standard.
Whatever you believe.
Leary convinces the group to travel at normal speed. 3 miles an hour, you travel for...
Splint mail.
Your
You have a horse.
product is on the horse, though. Right?
What?
Your gear is on the horse, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you
Look
just
at mine.
announcing which set of armor you're using?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Oh, I thought that was a split mail, so I'm slow now. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Splint mail because we're not being sneaky.
My horse is amazing. Right.
Okay.
Excellent. The trail leads south. About, I don't know, 10 miles or so.
Check all your stuff.
You are not traveling on a path of any sorts,
Don't have much.
save for... You're not traveling on a trail, a road, or a path, save for the path that was carved by the footsteps of probably 100+ people traveling in a southerly direction. It leads to a more rugged region, where you find yourself not surrounded, but around steep-sided rocky plateaus, which replace the gently rolling hills of the greenfields. The land between the plateaus is mostly flat, but there are several outcroppings and wandering streams in steep-sided gullies. The plateaus jut roughly 50 feet above you on either side, in some cases. Except where rockfalls and subsidence have created natural ramps, they are mostly sheer cliffs. The crumbling sides of the plateaus are dotted with shallow caves and tumbled boulder fields. After traveling for at about 3 miles an hour, you travel for about 3 hours or so. Nobody is actively keeping time, but the sun is starting its downward descent to the west, when off in the distance you see a wisp of smoke. A thin wisp, a singular thin wisp of smoke. Cloud cover is sporadic. The
Can I
weather
make a
appears to be
survival check?
solid for this time of year.
Can I make a survival check to attempt to predict the weather for the next day?
I don't know if that's a thing. You can make a wisdom check. If you are proficient in survival, you can add your proficiency.
It's easier
Tell me what you got.
to predict the weather.
Yeah? What's the DC?
It doesn't say it. DC.
Alright, go ahead.
That's your discretion.
Roll.
That's what I got.
Total? It's just a 5? What you roll on the die?
Plus 8. 3.
Okay. 8.
8 total. I
You,
can't
you
see
can
it.
tell that it's not...
15.
Is-
Maybe not.
No, it was a 5.
The
The weather is pretty solid for this time of year. It's summer, and it feels like summer. And those that have been traveling in Splint Mail are covered in sweat. But the weather doesn't appear to be turning anytime soon that you're aware of. The thin wisp of smoke that you see is south of you, due south from your current position. You can't tell its origin because of all of the rocky plateaus around you.
Keep it cool.
And so you continue until you get to a rise. It appears as though the smoke is coming from a small fire that has been lit in a depression in the plateaus around you. There's a group of approximately 12 individuals. From the distance you're at right now, you can't tell what they are.
Dragons.
Tobias can tell there are 12 of them for sure. The rest of you see 10-ish. They're in a low depression in the earth. A thin wisp of smoke rises from a small campfire that 4 of them are huddled directly around, and between 6 and 10 of them are kind of off to the side. There are several boulders that are around them, but you can tell that from your current position, where they are right now is not exactly an advantageous position for somebody to just stop and build a fire at.
So there are washers hidden somewhere around the area. This is a trap.
It's a trap!
I think there's a possibility. I think it would be wise if we break into 2 groups. One moves around, flanks the back, approaching from multiple directions.
Just go around entirely.
But
Suppose they may know something about this area.
agreed. If we were able to actually find one of the captains, we may be able to provide some of the information that we seek.
This could just be people that live in this area.
And if that is the case, then they could help guide us.
It's true.
Either way, some sort of meaning would benefit us.
Well, then I would say those of us who are decent at concealing ourselves should do so, and those of us decent at talking to people should go and approach them.
I
See
agree.
their meaning.
I'm good at both.
I think perhaps you two should approach, and we should watch what happens.
The 4 of you saw a wisp of smoke. You approached it. Once you got within roughly 50 to 100 feet, Tobias was able to make out their numbers. In determining their numbers, he decided that him and Athax should maneuver around to the south of the creatures and ambush from opposite directions. By the time Leary and Asir can see Athax and Tobias, approximately 100 feet away from them, in the dying sunlight, as the sun is setting, since it's getting to be late afternoon, you're able to see 8 kobolds and 4 raiders. The 4 raiders have a fire going. This fire is the source of the small wisp of smoke that you saw.
I wish I had a fireball. Right?
It appears as though the 4 raiders are roasting some kind of game over this open fire. There are several boulders around them, large boulders, and it looks like they're trying to use these large boulders as some kind of cover. Luckily for you, you have a vantage point, a height. The height of the valley is allowing you to basically see right over the tops of these boulders down into the camp. I'm going to roll these dice now, and wherever they land is where additional difficult terrain is created by boulders and rocks that have rolled down into this area. So there's not a lot.
He's dead. He's killed one.
He's dead.
Negative. Wherever you see an X is where small rocks are. These small rocks simply serve as difficult terrain. The large rocks serve as cover. You can hide behind them and crouch for total cover. If you're not crouching, they're half cover. Okay? Now, they do not appear to have noticed you. The 4 human raiders are roasting dinner, and they do not have weapons on them. Their weapons are basically leaned up against these boulders that are around them. They're in chill mode. Okay? And your passive is 22. You note that there appears to be, and I'm going to draw it in green here, there appears to be a sack. Much like the sack you saw Leader carrying, bulging at the seams, but tied at the top. Lying on the ground there. Now, you're 100 feet away from each other, so any kind of verbal communication is essentially impossible.
Hey, go! Not true. That's simply not true.
We have a sack.
Keep in mind, spellcasting may alert those in the valley. Depends on their
Cast
perception roll.
silence.
Casting a spell. Does the silence spell use a verbal component? No.
I don't know.
That'd be
I don't
funny
think
if
I have
it
it
did.
memorized. Or if I even
You're
have
a
access
bard?
to it.
I don't think you memorize spells at all.
Well, I don't think I even. Well, I have to have them added to this list.
Yeah, they have to be
no.
on your list. They have to be in your list of
I don't
knowledge
think. I don't know if
spells.
I can even learn silence.
Sure, you might be.
can.
It's a second level spell, so you definitely can't yet.
Yeah, but I think you can.
Bart's totally
Um,
silence.
Man, alright.
Asir?
So we got a valley full of raiders who have not really taken notice of us.
The kobolds appear to be huddling together, as you can see by the separation on the map here. The creatures that look kind of reptilian are the kobolds.
Well, now that we've had to describe for certain that the raiders and kobolds, pretty sure we're going to fight them.
Yeah, I was trying to think if it was like whether Asir would like charge down into them or if he would try to deceive or something else.
Well, you can't let your qualms get in the way of justice.
Pretty sure you have to flame strike?
Yeah, done.
I thought we were walking to talk to them.
That was the intention, yes.
And then he saw they were raiders.
Now we've determined that they are raiders.
Now he wants to
And
chop them in half.
kobolds with loot. And fire.
Loot and fire.
Loot and fire?
I wish my hair was just half
What do you
as
think?
majestic as yours, Elric.
Leery.
Why?
Why?
Leery.
This is not good because if it gets any longer than this, it turns into a fro.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
No,
amazing.
It's annoying.
Why would you
shit.
not want
white,
that?
White man fro is the best fro.
It's annoying
Is
shit.
it? Is it?
What are you
What is
asking,
it?
Leary?
That's true.
I don't know now.
Oh, okay.
No, I do know.
We don't know.
Whispered. Leery, what do you think? Bite or speak?
I think you're a gorgeous man. And I would take you.
Fight or speak.
AJ,
AJ, question.
Yeah. He's a bard. Should always be
True. But there's a secondary condition to this that is going through my mind that the DM needs to answer.
He's busy. He's really busy.
I know.
read that?
He's got to teach Tomo how to read.
You should be teaching me how to read.
So Tomo did let us know that there was 12 people down here. But we cannot see these people. We only see these 4.
I did not say that.
No, we see
you
them.
just can't.
There's
You
not
see
a lot of them
them.
over there.
You just can't discern their exact nature and numbers. Okay, that's the only way I can describe it. Because of the cover, you know, like a couple of them are concealed and not really moving around. Tobias can see them all.
Oh, there might be more than what you can see. There might even be less than what you can see. That'd be weird.
Less than I
So-
can see, so I'm insane.
Asir whispered, asks
Right.
you,
Yes.
bite or
Okay.
speak. What do you say?
Well, do we believe that us 4 are enough to fight this squad? What do you say?
At that point,
That's
one
what
of
I
the
said.
kobolds walks towards the raiders, kind of yips something at them, runs over to the fire, grabs a hunk of meat, brings it back over here, and it appears as though they are gorging upon whatever food was being cooked. Yeah.
So what do you say?
I said, do you think that we can take them in a fight?
Yes, of course.
Them and their mothers.
You stupid.
Line them up.
Then it would be most advantageous to try to conceal behind the rocks and get a surprise round on.
Perfect. Well, tactical advantage because we're using Roger Wilco.
On 3 then. We count to 3, and then I fucking charge down into the valley.
Great. So the two on the north side are getting ready to charge. The two on the south side are not aware of that.
Nope, but they should hopefully have concealed themselves.
Yeah.
So
They
Tobias,
need their
Mr.
passive
Man with all the
perception.
information, standing next to Athax. Do you relay anything? Say anything? Parlay anything?
They're got a beholder with.
Passive perception needs to beat our stealth or their surprise.
Sorry?
Their passive perception needs to beat our stealth or their surprise.
Correct. But you don't know what their passive perception is.
We also never rolled stealth.
Yet.
We're not stealthing. We were brazenly approaching their
You are-
camp, but they didn't seem to notice us.
It's impossible for them to it's impossible for them to have noticed you until you've gotten to your exact position that you're at now. Your next action determines whether or not they can notice you.
Okay.
Sweet. Thank you guys so much.
Have a great night.
You too.
Worst waitress. Don't you ever cut that.
It might not have even picked up.
Just they're so
Okay.
far away. Okay.
You have 6 seconds to make a decision. 5 seconds. 4
I
seconds.
say nothing yet.
3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Asir and Leary both charge down the hill towards the
And
raiders.
just me.
He's planning to charge.
And you trip him. Perfect.
I will draw the crossbow I just procured.
Okay. Load it.
Load it so that
Fire it into Asir's back.
Awesome.
throw
Okay.
you to the ground and
Great. Everybody roll initiative. Since you have not actively hailed the camp trying to gain their attention, they're so engaged in what they're doing that you all have a surprise round.
Jack.
All right. So the kobolds go on 9, and the raiders are on 22. Tobias,
initiative.
18.
Aphex,
Hold on, I dropped my die. 20.
Asir,
8.
Leary.
11.
All right, so this is a surprise round. So neither the kobolds nor the raiders are going to get to act. Everybody has all of their actions available. No additional advantages. Aphex, you're first. You see Asir start to come charging down the hill.
Falchion raised, armor clanking.
Yes, he's got his splint mail on. The sun, as it's setting, glints against his back, creating this awesome like halo effect around him.
Disco ball.
Okay.
Shiny disco ball.
I reach into my coin purse and I pull out all the gold I have on my person.
Which is how much?
5.
Okay.
And I charge down this side of the hill.
Uh-huh.
And I throw a handful of gold at the kobolds. And I say, glittering prizes for everyone.
Okay. Go ahead and make a ranged attack roll. So roll an
I
attack.
don't know what that means. At Dex?
Yep. Dex and
Proficiency.
It's an improvised weapon for you, so proficiency.
I got a 16.
Sweet. Go ahead and use this red, or no, the blue. Use the blue to dot the squares you want your coins to land in.
Perfect. Action.
This one? This one? This one? This one? And this one. That's all the money I have in this world. So, that's mine.
Okay, mine now.
All right.
Maybe later.
You have now strewn it upon the land before you. Tobias, how do you respond to that?
Okay. I stand,
Leary, you'll be next.
I stand up and Well, first I shout out to the kobolds in Draconic. Leader says these cultists are trained to take all the loot for themselves. Take these gifts. And then fire
Oh my god!
at this dude.
That's amazing.
We didn't even plan that.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay, hold on. I'll need a deception roll.
Is that a deception? He said that.
I want to do something that will give him advantage,
What?
or make it myself.
More than
I want to like do it on my turn, but
Okay. Okay, so
within this 6-second period, I'm going to be working with him to make this happen. So one of us can be. You want to aid me, or I'm aiding you. However that works.
How do you want to do that?
Leader said the cultists are going to take all this loot for themselves. Take these.
I wanted to charge down the hill, and right before I strike somebody with my falchion, yell, "Leader sends his regards!"
Nice.
In Draconic.
Okay, awesome. Alright, Tobias, you can decide it's either deception or persuasion. It's your choice.
Okay.
And I say that because you're trying to convince the kobolds that you are their allies, while you are actively not their allies.
I see what you're saying. And
Pick it
I
up
shall
real
go
quick
for it.
Alright. What are you rolling?
Deception.
Deception? Okay.
20.
20! Nice. Okay. That's a free action for you.
Yep. And then I'm going to shoot this guy in the face.
Okay. You're approximately 50 feet away. What's the range on the hand crossbow?
If it's not far enough, I will be using the short bow.
I believe it's 60, 20, or 30. 1, 2.
Words and numbers. Yeah, I'll be using the short bow.
Okay.
Just more damage anyway, so it just makes sense. So, advantage.
Negative.
Okay.
No
I
advantage.
misses.
All right. You yell at the kobolds and you let loose an arrow in the direction of the raiders, but your communication with the kobolds alerted the raiders enough to be able to dodge out of the way of your attacks. Leary, you're up. Asir, you're next.
So, this guy is a raider, not a kobold.
Correct. These four, one,
Four,
two,
all raiders,
3,
not
and 4,
kobolds.
are raiders.
Okay.
And they appear to be huddled around the fire.
And Tobias drew their attention so they are completely unseen of me because you said they never saw us running downhill. So advantage on attack rolls.
Negative. Because what happens is
Okay.
you don't have any concealment between here and there. You know what I'm saying? You have to come up over the rise if you want to make an attack on them, which makes you seen. What are you trying to do
11 to shoot 4.
with
A light crossbow.
light crossbow? Unfortunately, your bolt shatters on the boulder near the raider. So while he wasn't aware that you were there at first, when first Athax came running down the hill and threw coins at his kobold compatriots, he then became aware of the situation around him. There's nothing for you to stealth behind up here, okay? So that's why you do not have advantage on that attack. And the bolt shatters against the boulder that is next to him. Do you wish to move?
No.
Okay. Asir, you're up, and then we'll start with the Raiders next round.
So am I counting squares?
Yes.
Okay.
This is scale. There's this huge sack of goods.
Is that what this is?
That's
Right
the green
there.
circle.
I take it.
The green's of goods.
Then you were fools to betray. In Draconic, you were fools to betray leader. I shall take these in his name, and I stand over the goods with my falchion,
Okay. Are you going to use your
ready
action?
in action.
All right. Asir is R for ready. Yarr! All right. All right, so the beginning of the first round of combat, the Raiders go on initiative count 22, which is right before Athax. So these two raiders move towards Aphax. These two raiders here move towards Asir. Okay, this is just a bag of goods. Okay, so they can actually stand right on top of it.
That sounds like it's a
Cool.
bulging
Who
sack
came
of
first?
I'm going to say that number 2.
All right, he's getting cut. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe cut.
Chris Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
All right.
Rolling real bad today.
It happens.
Roll it.
So both of them brandish scimitars as they charge up to you. Actually, they don't brandish them. I stated at the beginning of combat that their weapons were leaned up against the
Oh,
rocks.
they forgot their weapons.
So this one moves up to this rock, uses
As part of their move action, he interacts with
An object.
to pick
it's not
it
an
up.
action to interact with an object, though.
Yeah.
So he moves here, interacts with an object. This one moves here, interacts with an object, and then moves over to here. You swipe at him, you miss. This one doesn't have a weapon. He's got to run over here and get his.
What a bastard.
So Aphax, you only have 1 on you, and Asir, you have 2. And they both slash at you with their scimitars at +3 to hit.
Holy shit. I'm gonna kick my guy in the dick.
20.
Oh, that hits.
With your split mail?
Yeah.
Okay. So the scimitar from the raider is going to deal 4 damage to you as he bashes you in your newly acquired split mail. Thuds into your chest.
Scratches the shit out of it.
Aphax, you are an unarmored individual, but you have a man charging at you with a scimitar that he just picked up from leaning against the boulder
Sure, yeah,
that is
bring it
standing
on.
next to you,
It's fine.
and he slashes it at you, hitting AC 18.
Miss.
You're really good.
No, you got it.
Take 4 points of slashing damage
I will. I'm gonna love it too.
as he rushes towards you, grabs the scimitar from leaning against the rock, takes the sheath and just tosses it aside, and in one motion slashes at you. You're able to block the brunt of the damage.
With what? My face?
Yes.
No armor on.
Yeah. You're able to block him from actually stabbing you, is what I'm saying.
You block the arm.
But your arm hurts. That's why you just took 4 points of damage.
Sweep the leg.
So, Asiri, because your ready action went off, that's going to put you on the initiative right before
The Raiders.
the Raiders. So that's 23.
Is that how that works?
I don't know,
I'm gonna find out.
but that's how
Go ahead.
I'm going to rule it for right now.
Keep
So,
going.
Tobias, you're up.
Are you sure?
No, I'm sorry. Aphax, you're up. Tobias, you're next.
Okay.
Okay.
Drop him.
I'm gonna say to him, you shouldn't have done that. And then I'm gonna give him like a sweeping kick to his knee.
Okay.
Try and collapse that knee. I thought you were gonna kick him in the dick. I don't want to kick him in the dick anymore.
Not yet. AC 12. Bring it on.
I hit on AC 19.
Yeah, you sweep the line.
Get him, Johnny. 1d6 plus 3. I do 4 damage as a bonus action.
Oh, and that's number 3 has taken 4 damage.
As a bonus action. I'm gonna make another unarmed strike.
Okay. So you sweep, you kick him, his legs do not buckle underneath your strength.
Sure.
Stands.
And like if he kind of staggers a little, I'll just punch him right in the top of the head.
Okay.
No, I'm a short little guy. I'll punch him in the throat.
That's a much better spot.
Punching in the top of the head is probably the worst
Still
spot
act
to
on
punch
my
a person.
initiative.
Because that's where the skull's thickest.
Still on 8.
Not if you're a baby, then you have that little abort button.
It's
Just
true.
a baby.
I punch all babies there. That's right. That's the best.
It feels great. They love it.
Oh, it doesn't. On 22.
22
Get
will
him.
hit
Get
the
him.
Raider.
Oh my god, for 8.
8. You knock him unconscious.
Yeah.
He rushes up to you, grabs that scimitar, slashes at you. You block the brunt of the damage. You kick him, and then you punch him in the throat.
No, I said to him, you probably shouldn't have did that. And then I gave him a kick to the knee. And then I could have given him one of these right in the throat. Just
He drops the scimitar.
yeah.
Gasping for breath, he
That's what she
falls to the ground.
Non-lethally, of course. I didn't crush his windpipe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he is
Just
for
partially
unconscious.
I might have
Aphax is done. Tobias, you're up.
Looks
Lear,
like I
you're
have
next.
a clear shot to this guy.
You do.
And I'll shoot him in the back of the head. Wow.
What's the range on your short bow?
120 feet or
Easily
something.
within range.
Option feet. Yeah. 13.
13's a hit. AC 12. Nice.
Actually,
Oh, well, you meet.
I can't count right
So,
There's an ally next to him, so he's going to get snuck in the attack.
that is true. There's some sneaking going on in this attack.
It's going to hurt a little bit. 11.
A seer. This man rushes up to you. His scimitar is actually in its sheath, leaning up against this rock right here. As he gets up to it, he grabs it. He doesn't even unsheath it. He just kind of swipes it at you and misses.
What a dummy.
And then he's like fumbling with the latches, and he finally gets the sheath off, and he looks at you with this bright-eyed look like he's so happy that he's finally going to get to chop you, and then he gets a fucking arrow shot through the back of his head, and he falls to the ground in a clump of blood and sinew.
I just kind of lean over him and suck in the sadness to taste it.
Asshole.
He's a lich. I have to backstab him.
Leary, you're up. The
Do I
kobolds
believe
are
if I'm
next.
standing here, can I shoot him without taking disadvantage from him being in the way?
I'm giving cover to that guy right now.
There's a boulder.
Well, that's
An
what I'm
ally.
saying. The boulder isn't quite covering the whole square.
He has cover.
That's cover.
But you might be able to like get around and shoot that other guy.
You might be able to just try and shoot him through your friend.
Is that guy covered if I'm standing over here somewhere?
No.
Then I will
Pretty good shot.
move over here somewhere and while moving reload the crossbow.
Oh.
Because I think I can do that. And then I didn't look at the rules for crossbow.
God,
You're
you're
not-
Sure, go for it. You can just
and
do that.
Then shoot him.
Because I'm sure it's a bonus action. Go ahead.
You already had it loaded.
I shot it once
Shot it
already.
once already.
Oh.
It's a repeating crossbow.
That's a 10.
10 is a miss. That bolt also shatters on the bolt next to this man. It's really hard to shoot people standing next to really big rocks.
Your rocks.
Okay, so the kobold's turn is next. We have had three individuals really, try to convince the kobolds that you are allies of Leader and that they should take this loot, and the cultists, these raiders, who you may or may not assume are part of the cult, are against them. And so, because of your great rolls, I'm going to say that at this point, the kobolds are going to take their action to interact with an object and grab all the gold up off the ground, and they're going
Did I go
to
fight over it?
no.
That was the goal, but
Fight over it? No. There's only 8 of them. Okay.
and there's only 5 gold
And there's
pieces.
only
going
5
out.
gold, for sure. It appears as though one of them appears to somehow have superiority over the others.
Killed him.
Okay. And it's this one that has the weird blue glowingness to it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, he's a lizard folk marsh mist.
Lizard folk, yes. Clearly, the lizard folk markers around this plaza tells the others to grab the
You only get
gold
fire once per round.
and
That's the only restriction.
take cover. And so they're going to spend their action to interact with an object, and then they're going to take cover. And this is roughly how it ends up. Now, granted, they were not aware of Tobias's presence because he shot at cultists, not kobolds. And so them taking cover is mostly taking cover from the people that they were able to see. So that's how the kobolds end up on the end of their turn. You also are able to note, except for, I'm going to say a seer is unable to tell because you're in the middle of combat with 2 individuals and you have large boulders on either side of you. Everybody else can note all of the kobolds have retreated behind cover and have drawn slings.
Shit.
Kobolds are done. Asir, your turn.
I try to kill a man.
That's something I can't understand.
Yeah. I hit him.
AC 12.
Yeah. I rolled a 12.
Awesome.
He takes some damage for real. Reroll. Oh.
Keep it.
Yep, I know. Alright, so that's 6 plus 3, so 8.
Still up.
9, actually.
What?
6 plus 3 is 9.
It's actually 9.
He drops! They have exactly 9 HP. That is fucked up.
On the loot road.
Alright, two-handing your falchion, you chop into the man. He drops right on top of the sack of loot as you charge up next to the final remaining raider.
Does he have polearm mastery?
It is the raider's turn.
No, I take my bonus action to attack this raider.
They must be adjacent.
Do they?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll take it for now.
Okay, please look it up. I was under the impression they had to be right next to him, so. It is the raider's turn. He has now retrieved his weapon. He's going to two-hand it, and he's going to...
Nope, does not state that.
Fucking, you got it before I rolled. Go ahead.
Alright.
You might be able to drop him.
Yeah, on your turn, when you score a critical hit or you drop to 0, you can make 1 melee attack as a bonus action. Doesn't say adjacency at all.
That's legit.
You apply... I thought it too, because of cleave.
It's just a cleave thing. Like
but
you're
that's
cleaving.
not what it is.
It's not
I'm
cleave.
just awesome. Boom, hit. Rolled an 18.
Son of a bitch. Alright. 9 HP. See if you can do it. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah!
Splat!
It's really hard not to.
Actually, yeah.
Reroll 1
With
and
reroll
2.
1s and 2s, yeah.
Yeah. I step over, so I'm standing cinematically by the fire,
And scream.
and says, reveal in Draconic, reveal yourselves. We're not here to kill you, but we will dispatch you more easily than these raiders if you persist.
Okay.
As I swipe the blood from the 2 men I just killed off my sword.
Tobias. I'm sorry, Athax. How do you respond to that? Tobias, you're next.
I don't know, I just said some gobbledygook over a fire.
Casas of
Motras.
He just turned at these guys and like issued him a challenge, shaking blood off his sword. I'm gonna do like a cartwheel, kind of like this, lock around this rock here.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah. I like the cartwheel.
All right.
Good touch.
Tobias.
Much needed.
Leary, you're next.
Apparently they don't really know where I'm at, so I'm going to more further hide my presence.
You can dip down behind the crest of the hill if you want to. Unfortunately, you're going to lose visibility on them if you want total cover. You can take 3/4 cover and still have visibility.
That's fine.
Okay. Leary.
On my turn, I'd say, why are we talking in foreign languages? What's happening?
Speak American.
American.
I move here.
First
Can I
one.
ready an action so that if this guy tries to attack, I attack him first?
With,
The crossbow.
not from here. From here you can. From
Yeah,
here
okay.
you don't have line of sight.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I could be peeking around the boulder or something.
You're basically peeking around the boulder right there. So
Okay.
you rush up to the boulder. You have your crossbow loaded, and you're peering around, training it on this kobold who has a gold piece in one hand and a sling swinging in the other hand.
If he tries to attack, I will attack him.
Okay.
Doesn't seem efficient.
You hear a voice in
Definitely too
Draconic
nice.
come from this direction. Asir is able to decipher. He says,
You know, take
"Focus fire! You take one down, we take the next down!" And that's when all of the kobolds step out. Unfortunately, they're not that intelligent. So, focus fire means one thing to one kobold and another thing to another kobold. So really what ends up happening is these 2 kobolds step out and sling at Athax.
bullshit.
That is a
Yeah, show me
rock
line
in
of
the
sight.
way.
If he can't shoot this guy from
And,
here,
no, you're absolutely right.
give me line of sight on
You're
that.
absolutely right.
Do they shoot at that guy over there?
Hold on. No, because, well, yeah, he's 3/4 covered, right? Okay. So, I'm going to say that this one steps out, those go that way. Actually. Alright. So it's 3,
Got ourselves a Mexican
3,
standoff.
3, and 2, except
That guy's trying to
this
attack.
guy, your ready action is going to go off first. Hold on, time out.
Okay.
Let me just explain this one more time. This leader individual says something in a language that none of you understand, except for Asir, who understands focus fire,
He got it too. But
Yeah.
You speak Draconic?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, dude. I'm sorry, I did not realize that.
There's like one person.
Yeah. So, anyways, he says focus fire. They break up into 3 groups.
They
and they're all
break up
shooting
into
at people.
groups and they all just start slinging rocks at people. But before anyone can get any rocks off,
Roll them.
I got a 10.
you shoot a crossbow bolt
And it
into
shatters
another
against
rock. No, this one actually thuds in the dirt at the feet of the kobold who is about to shoot you.
They sold you a shoddy.
I
With
rolled
a sling.
nothing but 5s.
Get another D20.
Get a
I
better
did.
crossbow.
All right,
another
all
D20.
of these sling attacks are at +4 to hit.
I have one.
I'm gonna start
that
with-
was 20.
These 2 attacks are on Leary. +4. 19 and 15.
AC 14.
2 hits. Kobold's sling attack deals 1d4 plus 2. So this is 2d4 plus 4. 8 and 8 plus 4 is 12.
You did.
3 attacks on a seer. These are all at +4. 18, 11, 18.
18's hit.
2d4 plus 4. 3, 1, 4, 8. Total bludgeoning damage. As 2
3, 1, 4, 8. Yes.
3 and 1. Yes, okay. And then 3 attacks at Tobias, who has 3/4 cover, which is +5 AC.
Good luck.
Except the leader has a +5, and he's going to be the blue one.
Sure.
So instead of +4, he has +5. Yes! 20, 22, and 6.
2 hits.
2 hits.
20 was the number.
2. Glad I gave him +5 instead of +4. 2d4 plus 4. That's 5 and 4 is 9 total damage. Bludgeoning from 2 separate sources, if that's relevant. So the kobolds all step out, sling a bunch of stones in your direction. Some of them thud into you, others miss and fall behind you. Asir, your turn. You see, real quick, before you act, you see that as they loose their attacks, that they all stop and kind of look around at each other. They kind of start yipping at each other, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? I thought you said hit him. No, I said him. No, him. Over here. They clearly were unaware of the fact that there were multiple people attacking them. So they're in a little bit of chaos at this point. What do you do?
I walk up to this guy.
Cut off his nuts. Cute little bag.
And fuck it.
That's gone.
What are you doing?
I walk up to that guy and attack him for sure.
Apex, you're next. Just so you
Oh yeah, I hit him and I fucking cut him in half.
I hit him hard.
know. Oh yeah.
I hit him real hard.
5 HP. He's minimum dead.
Minimum damage is 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's toast. He's dead.
He's done. He's no more.
Move bonus action.
2.
Throw.
And I, while holding my falchion here, I look right at this guy, who... Really these two, because I don't know which one of them said it, but
Yep.
somebody behind this fucking rock was just yelling that shit.
You're absolutely right.
And I say to him in Draconic, very menacingly, "You will stand down now, or I will finish you each."
Okay. Let's see here. It was last turn that he spoke. This is a new round. No, wait. This here's the end of the round, so now it's a new round. Athax! There is no response yet! Athax, your turn!
He can speak off of turn. We said that was a thing.
Yeah, now that it's a new round, he can speak again. Because we
Yes.
said once per turn.
Yep.
So, now that it's a new round, Athax, as you're deciding what you're going to do, the kobold in front of you, who appears to be wearing studded leather armor that has shinier studs than the rest of them, and he actually has like some kind of little like tiara on his head or something. He's got an empty sling. There's no stone in it, as obviously they just all flung theirs. He appears to, as soon as you say that, look around to his allies, and he says, "Pratas," which is Draconic for retreat.
Okay. I say in common, kill any who try to flee.
Athax, what do you do?
I'll double move. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, dash.
Dash.
Use your action to dash, and all you can do that round is move, but you can move twice your speed instead
Yeah.
of just one.
I'll do that, and I'll get right up behind this guy. And if
Okay.
he tries to leave my threat area, he's gonna get punched.
Alright. Atax, you're done. Tobias, you're up. Leary, you're next.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's in a shot in the face
With?
with a short bow.
Alright.
Pop out from cover. 20.
That'll hit.
Right in the balls. 9.
Brutal.
Cobalt
And
falls
then
to
back
the
behind
ground.
cover. And
And you duck. Leary, you're up.
son of man fights.
I'll shoot at the one in
Yeah,
front.
you're about a.
You have like 6 HP left.
You're about a.
5. Fuck your dice.
Oh my god, is that
Behind the
literally
rock.
4 5s in a
4 5s in a
row?
row. 3 different dice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 different dice.
That's incredible.
I moved behind that rock.
Stay.
That's not my dice,
with the
it's fault.
same die.
Dropping
Yeah,
crossbow and
roll better, dude. It's a cursed crossbow.
Yes, no, over here.
She's a beast.
Leary, you're done.
She's a legit
The
beast.
kobolds
Iron grip.
Probably a werewolf.
disengage.
Oh.
Okay. Now, did you didn't actually ready an
No,
action?
you had a double move.
You
I had
had
a
to
double
double
move.
move.
I'm sorry.
It's the kobolds' initiative, and all of them disengage. And I'm sorry, those that are near a combatant disengage. The rest dash. So that means kobolds with a movement speed of 30. All of these move 60 feet away. Likewise, these disengage from you.
Okay.
So there we go, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're roughly up there. It's pretty clear that they're just trying to run the fuck away. But Asir, it's your turn, and you can respond to that however you want.
How far away do they make it?
Right there.
Right there.
I run up. First, I hit this guy.
They start running. You start running after them. You catch up to them. They're fumbling the gold piece in their hand, just trying to make sure they hold on to that.
Oh, it's gonna be real
I feel so bad for
maybe.
you.
Hit.
And you drop one of them as they're trying to flee.
But you can't not.
guys. Wow.
Rerolls are
Yeah,
great.
definitely.
And then I hit the other guy.
There's a bonus action.
You,
The
you-
bonus
you do. You
Can I
do.
speak off turn?
Athag, yes.
Take that one alive.
Alright, I try not to kill him.
Okay.
AC, I think 15.
That'll do.
Alright.
Chop one of them. As it falls, you turn your blade and smack the other one on the side of the head, and it falls down at your feet. 2 gold pieces now lie at your feet, as well as 2 kobolds.
Ooh.
Get that.
Athax, your turn. Or shall we go off of initiative?
I think we can go off of initiative, unless you can catch him. I don't know.
I don't think you can. You can try.
30. I can almost get there. in one
Almost,
move.
but you would have to dash. You
I'm
have
gonna
to
dash.
willingly want to run after them.
Yeah, totally,
Okay.
I can totally catch up with these two.
Alright, Tobias?
No.
Leary, you're next.
I go over here.
Why not?
Okay. Leary?
5.
You're what?
I'm at 3.
3 HP?
Yeah.
You fucking suck.
Heal yourself.
I'm gonna
learn to play.
move over here and fire.
Oh, you're attacking, you motherfuckers! Alright. Alright.
That's at a 17.
Hey.
3 or 4?
Or
No, those guys.
Oh,
One or nothing.
1 or blank.
Blank.
Yeah, fuck Blake. Good dick.
He was a dick this whole time.
Yeah.
Or 9.
Fucking dead.
Got
You shoot a bolt from your crossbow, and it thuds into the back of the kobold as it retreats.
5 or 4. I don't know.
4.
Pretty good.
Alright, well, now they have no choice but to defend themselves.
Way to go.
Sure.
Now we're all
Trying to flee.
They can disengage.
except for that guy. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah, number 1
You can just
is
run.
Yeah, you just
Number 1 runs.
You just have to run faster.
Number 1
Yes.
was the one that needed
These
to
two,
One survivor to tell the tale.
that's right. These two drop their slings, draw their daggers, and both of them attack you. They both have advantage. So, both of these are the attack rolls for number 3.
Why do they have advantage?
Crit and crit.
Because they're
Because they're
kobolds.
next to each other.
Oh, legit.
Ooh.
22 is a hit,
That's one hit, yeah.
and number 4,
See, killer.
Oh.
that's how amazing I am. AC 14,
You're a magician that meets.
2 hits from kobolds with
I'm
daggers.
fine. I'm fine.
2 hits.
There's no way they can do
2d4 plus
17
4.
damage.
They're empty
in
slings.
one turn.
6 and 4 is 10 points of slashing, piercing damage. Sorry. 10 points of piercing damage as the kobolds stop, draw their dagger, they drop their slings, they draw their daggers, and they both look at each other, go, "Gah!" and lunge at you simultaneously, and both of them stab you with their daggers.
Okay.
Asir, you hear your friend Athax cry out in pain.
I don't.
Bullshit.
I don't.
Give me a Constitution
I'm
saving
gonna
throw,
roll. I'm gonna
DC 10.
Yeah.
Fail, you cry out in pain.
It's 6.
He wasn't stabbed very badly.
Literally Crying.
Half
I
your HP.
No, it
I run
wasn't.
over here?
Oh.
HP.
I thought it was half your HP.
I pull out a javelin and I fucking throw it at one.
And me?
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Are you throwing at number 3 or 4?
Throwing at
4.
me.
Okay.
As he is closer. AC 16.
Hit!
I'm on fire now.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Nope. 7.
The javelin thuds into the side of the kobold and it plunges to the ground in front of Athax.
That's great.
And it's now your turn, Athax.
I'm gonna initiate a grapple.
Go for it. He's going to make
Just
an
blow
acrobatics check.
Okay.
No, why?
No.
He's going to use acrobatics. You have to beat 14.
I got a 9.
Fail.
Okay.
The kobold escapes your grapple.
Cool.
Do you want to move? You
I
can.
have a plus 3 to strength.
No,
What's your athletics?
you're athletics.
Oh, athletics.
This is 11. Because you have plus 5 on athletics.
I
right?
need?
Wait,
I
what?
got 11.
No, he's telling
I
you.
had to get 11?
No, he was telling you got one.
I had to beat.
You got 11. I got
14.
14.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I got
you
11.
failed to grab the kobold.
Oh, bastard.
I mean, he's not an idiot, but it's not his
Slippery
turn.
bastard.
Tobias, your friends are trying to pick off kobolds as they run away.
Yeah, that sounds dumb. I'm gonna stay with this guy that I identified as this alpha kobold.
All right,
Sure
Lyric.
he goes nowhere.
Probably a
I'm
burglar.
gonna shoot for a 17.
Hit. Deal 5 damage.
Done.
8.
Oh no!
We get more XP if you die.
You killed all of the raiders. You
Except
knocked
for one
unconscious
kobold that
or
ran
killed
away.
all of the kobolds except for one.
He has to tell the tale.
Well done.
should do that every time.
It could have been less painful for some of you if you would have just let them run. However, It is your prerogative. 4 human raiders, 7 kobolds. That's 11 times 25 divided by 4.
Sounds like 160.
275.
11 times
divided by
25
4.
divided by 4 is 68. Did I do that right?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
808?
Yep. 808.
And you have 1 unconscious kobold who seem to be calling the shots for the reptiles of the group.
We got his name's Leader.
I head back over to the roast and I
Okay.
eat some.
Looks like Game Hen.
That's good.
Discuss.
Big game.
I will join a seer's
Several.
consumption of this bird.
Game Hens.
Oh, I give you your coins.
I don't just
All right, I pocket some gold.
5 gold.
Did the guy?
Unless that one that got away had a gold.
He has 1. You have 4.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I take the time to
I'm truly a murderer.
thoroughly investigate this
Yeah.
camp.
You didn't take anything.
All
I don't have
right.
any money to my name.
Give me an investigation check,
I'm going to take my time, allowing me to use my passive score.
which is
18.
18.
It is 9 o'clock.
Okay. We'll speed this along then. You're able to find 28 silver pieces among all of the incapacitated and or dead enemies.
Okay.
You have an unconscious kobold. Are your plans to rouse him and interrogate him?
Oh, you bet you.
Sure, I touch him for 1,
Feed him one
Okay,
of
and
those
then we
flasks.
question him.
Okay.
In all the
Whoever is doing the questioning, give me a charisma check, because I assume you're going to assist him. You have advantage.
Cool. I use my proficiency.
We do good cop, bad cop.
Intimidate.
Hold on one
Persuasion.
second. Let me
I'll
double
do
check
the
this.
intimidate. Good cop, bad cop.
It's an intimidation check, so
You did a
you can
good
use
job.
your proficiency.
All right.
Swear.
13 plus 17.
17. Okay. What type of information are you attempting to garner?
all of it.
The precise location of their camp, their numbers and fortifications. I don't know.
I mean, you guys can contribute to this since you're aiding.
The names of the leaders and where any of the supplies that came from Green Havens, Brooktown.
I mean,
Greenness.
Green Havens, Brooktown. Love it. Okay.
we question him thoroughly.
To death. We question him to death.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'm just intimidating him. I'm not torturing the shit out of him.
No,
Shouting
well,
questions
you're
at him until he
intimidating.
dies.
Okay.
I'm good cop. I'm
You learn-
waterboarding him. Because that's not torture.
No, it's not torture. I mean, we're America. You learn that this kobold was second in command to kobolds called Chosen that initially joined up with a group of individuals who were praising Tiamat. They called themselves the Cult of the Dragon. And they were initially hired on to watch over a clutch of eggs. Unfortunately for them, they were soon pulled away from those duties, and they were forced into raiding and looting, which they have done to several locations. And they had plans to do to several other locations, though they know not where. Or this kobold, at least, knows not where. You learn that he thinks you guys are amazing. He thinks that you are clearly superior to all of this 200 soldiers in the cult.
Insight.
Hey, did I drop one of those raiders? Because he's not dead either.
Yeah, he didn't say that shit.
I totally did. It's
Yeah.
in my character's backstory
No, you
that I
said it.
don't
No, yeah.
tell people.
When he went to the throat,
You
no,
fucking crushed his throat.
No, he
I said I didn't crush his window.
Yeah, he was very specific about
I
it.
said I might have collapsed it a little bit.
Then you have an unconscious.
Okay.
If the kobold thinks that you're all
He
amazing,
may be more useful.
could totally destroy the entire cult because they're all a bunch of bitches and you are super strong.
10 insight.
You're awesome.
Okay. He's
And,
right.
and whatever else you want to hear that will not result in his death, he tells you.
Is it all in Draconic? Because Lyria's going to think he's casting a spell. And
He
just
starts
kill
in Draconic, and if somebody responds in Draconic, he continues in Draconic.
He's clearly casting a
There
spell.
are two-
Try to get him to switch to common immediately if he can.
It's a broken pigeon common, so again,
All right,
only
then no.
about
We
half
listen
of
to
it-
him in Draconic after establishing that that's what's going to happen and translate because that's what makes the most sense.
Exactly. And that's what you learn from the kobold. He does think that your yellow hair is awesome,
Who's the? Does he?
Tobias.
Who is the?
And eyes of green is clearly a blessing from Tiamat.
Who's the woman who holds Signrath's leash?
Give me another charisma check to get that.
Resimir, wasn't it?
No, Resmir is the dragon. Is it 14?
Dragons are changing this
It says, in Draconic, he says, this cult has 3 leaders.
If I got advantage, it was a 21.
That's fine. Resnir calls the shots. There's one Frulam Mondath,
What?
who is her second in command.
An egg and cheese omelet? My God!
Frulam, F-R-U-L-A-M, Mondath, M-O-N-D-A-F. Frumlan Mondath is her second in command.
Slap me, chest.
Cyanrath is the troop controller. What you call leader, captain?
I say in comic general. Good. Yeah. Got it.
Where do they?
Rulin Mondath is Rasmir's second in command?
Human woman, but much less attractive woman than this woman here with large breasts.
He's extolling your various virtues. He finds you quite attractive.
Oh, obviously.
Tell us more about Rasmir.
Rasmir is weak to you. You are powerful. You
I
could defeat
You know what he's
don't know
saying?
what he's saying.
Mama Noras. Jesus, put Brekadusha Manatra
How big is Rasmir?
Oh, Rasmir is tiny, smaller than me. You could crush her.
I fucking hit him in the face.
He's unconscious again.
I touch him again.
Maybe we should question the other one.
Tell me just factual things about Rasmir, please.
The dragon's smaller than a kobold.
She's half dragon. She is half black dragon.
That's legit.
No.
Nobody likes water.
There's no sugar in it.
That's right. It's garbage. Yeah, where's the sugar water? No.
There's sugar.
Cup of triple sec.
Sugar water.
Good water.
No. I'll take a vodka Red Bull and then I'm done.
You're amazing, dude.
Thank you.
Do you still want that?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure? He needs to do his 15 drinks.
I gotta make my quota.
I don't even think all of us combined met your quota.
Is he telling the truth about this half-dragon nonsense?
You have no reason to believe he's lying, but he's kind of spewed a lot of bullshit, so it's really hard
Yeah,
to
that's
tell.
kind of the reason why I think he might be lying. It's not because he's even intentionally lying, but because He is just spewing bullshit. So that's what I'm trying to discern. He's still
It's-
spewing bullshit.
What'd you get? Insight.
16.
Too hard to tell.
All right. What do you want to do with him?
Let him go.
Use a new hat. Could use a new hat.
You're gonna drink it anyway?
No, I was gonna ask for a short, but then I decided
No.
tall probably better.
They're more delicious.
Or Red Bull, less
Reinforcing his
liquor.
friends.
I have to drive.
Kill him, keep him from reinforcing his friends.
I don't think we should kill him. Killing him's not necessary. Isn't there a gold piece in them? Oh.
To stop him from rejoining his squad. Leader already said, or the bandit that talked before we talked with the leader said that the entire group of kobolds that was sent to guard the eggs decided to do so voluntarily rather than through pay.
You're going to assume that people can't change their ways? That
Yes.
once someone is set on a course, there's no deviating from that course?
Why don't we just have him?
So you're
lead us
saying
to
that
the eggs?
you would take payment for something that you would want to do rather than foregoing any payment at any point in time in your life?
You're asking Apex?
Yeah,
that?
Yeah, seriously, he never takes payment for anything.
I haven't taken
Exactly.
any money.
These kobolds said they would not take payment to protect these eggs. You're saying he's just going to take a gold piece and walk away?
Oh.
This is a fair statement.
Tell him you don't have to give him a gold piece. Tell him, leave. We're going to destroy this cult. And he shouldn't be a part of it. He
Is
should,
this all in character, in common?
Yeah.
he should be given a chance to make something better out of his life. We shouldn't immediately slaughter him just because he's a kobold and he worked for the cult.
No.
Life is,
No kill?
life is sacred.
Tobias?
You
I
say
still say that we could use a guide, and he knows where these hatcheries are.
No kill. No kill me.
Or a hat, either way.
No. No kill. Booga.
Quiet, or I'll
No
punch
kill.
your jaw off your head.
I think that would kill him.
You have very fine scales.
Yes.
Mm.
You God.
Deities.
Deities.
I've been hearing that.
I don't know what that means.
Daily.
It is a delicious soda. Low in calories.
Diet tea.
I don't think it's necessary to kill him.
I think to keep from reinforcements, it is. I stab him.
Is it?
He's
Hold on,
helpless.
time out. While you guys are having this conversation, I would like to know, for the last at least minute, you've been talking about whether or not to kill this kobold. Okay? He speaks broken common. Okay? I would like to know from each of you whether or not you think it's possible for him to have heard what you're saying and got up and ran the fuck away.
Oh, absolutely no. We're standing over him.
If he wants to provoke, that's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Four
Like,
people.
Yeah, or you disengage and we'll dash after him.
I mean,
Record
does he
date.
have many other options at this point? Alright, I'm done.
Other than running away.
You should.
I mean, really, like, he could either go with what we're going to do to him.
Which is kill him,
Maybe.
according to 2 of the 4 of you. I don't think there's
He
much
seems
of
kind of on the fence. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
He's definitely for. She's definitely against. Or, sorry, other way around. Definitely for.
He's got a good
Definitely
20-80 odds here.
of dying.
Yeah, those odds are pretty good. I'll take those odds any day.
No, you.
I take those odds getting out of bed.
It's down the middle, really,
Yeah.
as to whether or not we're going to let him.
Is he able to discern that though? We're just talking
Then,
about.
at that point, Leary draws a dagger,
No, my rapier's been up the
or
whole time.
rapier, sorry,
And just-
and lunges at him.
If we're all standing over him, it's just.
Oh, it's not just. He is clearly alert. He is clearly
Then I
ready.
simply have to
And he
get his
clearly
AC.
has his
Or
You
hands
have to
roll
beat
against
his
me.
initiative.
And
Okay.
yeah, hold on. No.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
then
all
it's
three
a
of you roll.
three-way in it.
Those that attempt
I
to react
lose against everyone.
hold on. Those that attempt to react against Leary trying to stab the kobold, please roll initiative. The kobold gets 10.
6. I lose against every
15.
So you see
I'm sorry,
Leary.
14.
Okay. And that is everybody that's going to act. Leary.
50.
Okay. I guess there's one more. Leary grips her rapier. You see her knuckles turn white, and she begins to motion towards the kobold.
I have my weapon out and ready now because somebody's drawing a weapon.
I've always got fucking
I
A and
never
fucking B right here.
sheathed my weapon.
And
Three.
I'm gonna kick the kobold in the head and stand over him.
Knock him unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make an attack.
I hit him. I knock him down.
He's unconscious. Athax, Leary. Anybody want to do anything to an unconscious kobold?
Well, if he's standing over him, I don't really have.
You have an option. You can totally just stab him.
Oh yeah.
But Athax has the opportunity to do something about
I
it.
have like a hand up. It seems like I don't want you to stab him, but that isn't going to stop you.
And I will move up next to you and ready in action.
Leary.
No, he put his hand up.
Okay. Alright, so you guys stop.
No
so
one's
you're not
doing anything.
So you're like, I'm gonna kill the kobold! No! I knock him out. Okay, I'm not gonna kill
It's
the
not that we weren't
kobold.
doing anything, we were talking, and you were like,
We were taking
fuck
too
this.
long.
Ugh.
No one was deciding. There was 1 for, 1 against, and 2 on the fence. So I took his action.
Somebody's gotta make a decision. Okay. Clearly people chose which side of the fence they were on because of that action.
So the discussion is moot.
The discussion is now over. You have an unconscious kobold underneath of you, an unconscious raider laying on the ground next to you as well. The rest are dead. One has fled.
Easy enough. All right. I think your idea of a guide is not terribly untoward. However, once we get where we're going, we will face this issue again. We can either end the kobold at that time, or we face releasing him within his where his peers rest. That I would not find valuable. If we take him with us as a guide, we will kill him at the end.
Agreed.
I don't think that is necessary.
If we take him to the hatchery, he could immediately work them. We would have to kill him or cut out his tongue and cut his hands off.
You could go out his tongue, that's fine.
No.
my God.
I will not allow that.
Life is sacred, but his ability...
Life is sacred, but causing disability to other creatures is perfectly fine.
It's in this situation, absolutely, yes. I don't believe life should ever be ended unless it's an aberration. That's a whole other story entirely. But I don't believe that life should be ended. But in this situation, it would be not okay if he was able to get back to his companions and inform them of our whereabouts and happenings. So cutting out his tongue, that's totally legit.
What about wolves searching for dinner in a forest?
Then
You
that's what
shouldn't
will
eat.
befall him.
What
Enough.
do you mean?
You say no life. All
That's
life
the
is
natural
sacred
way
and
of things. That's how
So
it's
is human life.
Enough said.
Humans
Enough
kill
said.
each other
We're
every day.
We're a pox on this earth.
Silence. Restrain him.
Come here, you. I don't have any rope.
I'm not cutting
my
out-
rope
I
away.
give you
I
my
don't
rope.
have any rope.
We will not be cutting out this creature's tongue. I am against that, at least. I say then, we will, I suppose, leave them here. With correspondence asking that they should consider their actions, and to head away from the Cult of the Dragon if they wish to avoid this fate again.
I'm not sure if the kobold will want to take that action, but maybe we could talk to this raider here and see if he'd be willing to leave the Cult of the Dragon.
Well, ultimately, we're trying to find them and learn about them.
Right. We can use one of them as a guide. And clearly the kobolds would go back to his allies. Maybe the raider wouldn't. Maybe he's willing.
But what do we do when we get there?
Let him go.
No. What do we do after that?
Punch all the dragon eggs.
There are several hundred of these cult members. And who knows how many kobolds?
And there's one more.
Buying and ending life before
Including
it
this
begins.
sign wrath.
The dragons are... No, that's not natural.
What I'm saying is I don't believe a frontal assault and smashing dragon eggs is going to be a viable option.
It'd be pretty cool though, right?
It would be cool. You're right.
That's fucking awesome.
So, there's really only two options that I see. One of them is far more feasible than the other. You're going to attempt full subterfuge and just try to sneak in and learn everything you can and get out. Well, actually, there's a third option. We can try to capture more captives closer and learn more information that way. Or we can attempt to join them and learn more from the inside.
At this time, it appears to be about 5 o'clock at night. Okay. You've traveled maybe 10 miles from Green Nest.
Not me. I think joining the cult would be an easy way to get in, get out.
It depends on how the recruitment goes.
Well, we've got a recruit right here, unconscious. We could ask him.
Let's find out then.
We want to join the cult. Swear to me.
All right. The unconscious raider sits up. Is he? Nobody said he.
Yeah, I just
bound
told him to restrain him.
Okay. So he's bound. So he sits up, kind of blinks his eyes, sees at first 4 silhouettes standing above him, shakes his head and sees the 4 of you, including the man who punched him in the throat and knocked him unconscious.
Hunkered down over him, holding a hand on his chest.
He seems to stare up the clouds stoically.
How are you feeling?
No response.
I kind of do like a cursory medical examination, just kind of hold his eyes open, kind of tap the side.
He like he moves against you, trying to mess with his face.
Yeah.
Moves his head to the side, kind of back and
I like to hold his head still, open his mouth, smell his breath a little bit.
He's clearly trying to like resist as much as he can in his restrained state. Start
You seem to be all right.
Is there any food left from that meal that was good?
Oh, yeah.
It's still cooking.
Okay, yeah, I totally make a plate then.
Okay. Yeah, you make some. You get the game hen off of the spittle.
Feed it to him.
You like shove it down his.
Don't shove it down his
He like
throat.
cuts some ribbons of meat from the hen
Give
that's
him-
on the spit and brings it over and tries to like feed him little bits, I guess.
Jamie Byrne style.
I take one of those chicken carcasses, I put it on my fist, and I punch it into his
Open it up, bitch!
And he dies.
And he's dead now. Great job. No, okay, alright. You make him a plate and you like gingerly feed him.
Yeah, it feels like he's a little baby.
Then he stares right in Nasir's eyes as he takes nibbles from the plate.
We feed him a little bit and then I kind of like motion for you to hold back. Better?
I crushed his windpipe and he
No?
can't talk.
Well, fine. Fuck you.
Oh, he's a mute now. Is he a mute?
Alright, hold on. Let me see here.
I'm gonna do my doctor stuff on him. I'm gonna medicine him.
Alright, give me wisdom. If you're proficient in medicine, add your
I
proficiency
am
bonus.
proficient in medicine. I got 16. 17.
Okay,
I got
sweet.
17.
Sweet. He's pretty okay, minus the fact that his windpipe is almost crushed. Okay, so you're actually able to set it. Okay,
Does that hamper is
he can speak.
voicing
You
him?
know
Okay.
he can speak.
Cool. That's fine. Yeah, I'll make him as comfortable as I can.
Okay.
I'll grab some herbs growing under this boulder and I'll kind of chew them up and I'll rub them on his neck. A little aloe vera or something, I don't know.
Sweet. Yeah, no, you make a concoction. You do your thing. Is anybody trying to get information from this man?
I'm just trying to get him to
Yeah,
talk.
if you're trying to.
Give me a charisma check.
You can waterboard him.
Can I add anything to it?
Intimidation.
Cut out his tongue.
Is anybody aiding me?
No.
I could try and do that by feeding him. That was kind of an action that would be aiding.
Intimidation.
Yeah, I could cop that
Aiding
cop.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good cop, bad cop. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, not as good. All right, 14.
Good cop, great cop.
He doesn't say a word.
That's so. What about good cop?
Except he looks at you and says, "Thanks."
You're not trained with poison, are you?
Oh, God.
Tomo, I fucking love you. The man lays on the ground, staring at the sky, kind of like, I don't know, maybe a little arrogant. Shrugs his shoulders. And then after you say that, his eyes kind of go wide as he stares up at the clouds. But he still doesn't say anything.
Have you ever seen anybody go with poison? There's a lot of ways death can come upon you. It all depends on what was in that hen. Sometimes it's just a slow paralysis.
I also did rub herbs all over his neck.
Ever so slowly, it's harder and harder to take a breath until
As he's saying that, I'm like, I'm
Can't
flicking his
actually
arm
breathe.
where he can't see me, and I'm doing it like a steady beat up to about his, or from like his top of his arm down to about his elbow, and then without like looking like it, I'm doing it softer and softer and softer.
Okay.
So I work my way towards his hand.
Awesome.
where you can't move. Not a muscle. You just feel yourself slowly being crushed, suffocated.
Is it suffocating for you, being in their presence? Would be for me.
Why?
Why? Clearly,
Because I punched him in the throat.
you're the only one with any brains around here.
Well, there are other things you need besides brains, be it muscle or other types of skills.
Big swords, crossbows, gold pieces.
What skills do you have?
Plenty. None that I didn't share with you. I caught that hen myself.
Did you? So you know these lands, or you're just a good hunter?
Some of them.
Just a hunter?
They pay me well.
Is that why you joined the cult? For the pay?
Cult. I didn't join the cult. They just paid me to hunt for them.
Interesting. Now there are a lot of hunters that they pay.
No, there's not many of those.
So, what kinds of things do you hunt?
Animals.
Okay. And what do you do with your
Really
animals
good.
after you kill them?
Cook them. Maybe I was wrong.
So they just pay you to hunt, cook, and eat your own kills?
Well, of course I feed them.
See? So you're
I
just
start stacking
a
corpses.
chef then for those?
It takes skill to be a hunter. Anybody can cook food.
To varying degree of success, yeah.
Well, it's either going to get you sick or you can eat it.
And which do you think the one you just ate is?
It was close to done before your friend started peppering my people with arrows.
Sure.
We're fine, okay?
Well, you are.
I'm fine. Maybe they're not. Look, are you going to kill me or what? Because if you are, just get it over with. Fuck the cultists. Fuck the kobolds. I don't care.
Okay. Well, we just want to know where they are.
Keep going south. You'll catch up to them.
Okay.
Traveling a little slow carrying all that shit they stole.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, where did you get recruited for your job?
I came from the Sword Coast.
Okay.
Bounced up and down for a little while, but part of a job. Heard of some people looking for some recruits. Took a job. Clearly wasn't worth the pay, but I'll move on. I'll find another job unless you're fixing to end me. If so, hit me in the throat again, girl.
I'm a man.
We're looking actually for a job. Trying to find this girl.
Yeah. Some of you look like you could use the money.
We could. So, where would we go to get hired on?
What? With these people, the cult?
Yeah.
They're hiring all kinds of people nowadays. I don't know if they're going to hire anybody out in the middle of the green fields, but...
So if we go south to where the rest of them are, we can just get hired on
I was
there.
going to take that home with me.
Oh, are you?
Look, I don't know how they decide who to hire or when they hire. All I know is me and a couple of my friends, we were looking for work. Looking for work for a while. These people came up the Sword Coast claiming about looting, getting loads of cash.
Okay.
Sounded too good to be true. Maybe it was, as he looks down at his spines. Says, they hired us on. Said, as long as we loot a few couple towns in the region that they were in, bring them back what we found, we get a hefty sum. I ain't saying how much. Cut my tongue, I don't care.
Fair enough. Doesn't seem like he knows a whole lot.
No. Asir walks over,
I can tell.
kicks him onto his stomach.
I can tell you about him.
Alright, what are you going to say?
What do you want to know?
Well, we've been asking you this whole time.
Well, what do you want to know?
What is your name? Just say a name.
Stefan.
Dave.
Stefan. Stefan Corden. Acting under the authority of Mayor Nighthill.
Governor.
Thank you. Acting under the authority of Governor Nighthill of... What's the name of that place?
Green Nest.
Green
Nest.
Green Nest?
Green.
What a horrible name. Acting under the authority of Governor Nighthill of Green Nest, I'm afraid that I must sentence you to death for banditry.
Oh, hey, whoa.
He starts to struggle against me.
I don't let you do that.
God!
It's the rule of the land.
I don't let you do that.
You move like you're gonna do something about
Oh
it?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
totally would.
Athax steps up and touches your wrist, or
What?
I can't just kill him. He said he was a cook. He said he was a cook. He wasn't even abandoned.
no, I don't. Just fuck the cultists. Fuck the
He
cultists.
was hired for looting. He looted.
He was hired to cook.
He was hired.
He was hired to hunt
I
and
was
to cook.
I was hired to loot, but then they found out I could hunt, and so I started hunting. And now I'm just feeding them, man. I'm just feeding them, man.
By his own words.
If you want him dead, I will stab him. If you can hold back Athax.
Cool, babies.
Hey, look, fuck these guys. I'll just leave.
Do you
I don't
regret-
give a shit about fucking dragons. I don't give a shit about Tiamat. I don't give a shit about their eggs and all their loot and their cave and the camp and this Resmir. I don't give a shit, okay? Just let me go.
Do you regret what you did?
Look, all I did was hunt for animals and feed them to people. Is that a regrettable crime?
Except you were paid to loot the town of Greenmess.
Yeah. Did I? No.
Regardless of actions,
Tobias?
guilty by association.
Oh, fuck that. That's some bullshit.
Is there any towns
That is
nearby?
law. Yes, it's bullshit.
I believe the closest one is Greenmess.
Send
About
him
less
back.
than a day's ride.
Send him back there.
Are you gonna lead him? He's not gonna go there by will.
How do you know?
I'll go. I'll fucking go. Whatever. Just don't fucking kill me, man.
I'll go over to the
Just
pack.
don't kill me, man.
I'll go over to the pack. I'll rummage through it. I'll pull out a couple choice articles. And give them to him. I'll place him in front of him. He's tied up.
He's trying to crane his neck, because I assume you have him on a stomach.
Yeah.
He's trying to see what's happening behind him, like people with swords and bows trying to kill him. So whatever you're trying to do in front of him, like
Crossbow's holstered.
Oh, trust me.
So he's placing shit though right next to his face. I'm sure that he sees it.
Yeah.
he sees it, but I'm saying like he's not. He's more trying to pay attention to people trying to kill him than he is shit being placed in front of him. But he sees it. He sees it.
I can give you these things. I can let you go. You can proceed back to the town and change your life. You don't need to loot. You don't need to kill. You don't need to work for these people.
Animals are just for food, though.
That is fine. That is the natural way.
That's all I do.
Exactly.
I
There's
take
no
my
need to kill.
I take my foot off of his back. I grab the back of his tunic or whatever and drag him out.
Alright.
That seems acceptable to me. You will take these goods. You will return them to Green Nest. You will.
I don't give him the whole bag though. I don't
Oh yeah, just a few things.
Yeah.
Some things, whatever.
That'd just be far too much temptation.
Inform them that.
Why don't we just write him a message?
Agreed.
I will write a message for you.
I can't read.
I can't either.
That's
It's fine.
You will hand this. There's an apothecary at Green Nest.
Up the what?
Maker of potions.
This guy's dumb.
He will have an
That's
antidote
really smart.
to what was in the hat. Go to Green Nest. Arrive within 2 days. And the poison
He
will
looks up at the
not
sky.
kill you. Give this message to the apothecary. And he will give you the antidote.
He's bound, but he tries to extend a bound hand, shaking.
We have to write it first.
You write a quick message.
Perhaps it would be best for him, the message to state that he is simply returning goods on our behalf.
Also, poisoned.
We can send him with a full bag, as he will clearly head to the apothecary. As he stated, he's not stupid.
No. Look, I got a couple brothers of mine. Well, brothers in arms, you know, over there in the camp.
They're dead now.
They're not dead. They won't respond like I do, alright? Look, they'll just try to run. Just let them be. Alright? They're just hunters. Alright? We're just out on the plains just trying to make it gold, you know? Ain't got nothing to do with the cult. It's just about the gold. Fuck the cult.
That's why I'm writing you the note.
Fuck the cult.
I'm trusting you. And everything
To make this
about
easier,
all this says I shouldn't, but I am nonetheless.
to make this easier, just when you get to Green Nest, hand this to the first guard at the gate. Will be addressed to the apothecary. I will open it up and will direct you to the correct person to get the antidote.
Can you let me out?
After we get this written out quick. Now I jot down, I am...
I played a joke on this guy.
No. It says,
Kill this
Stephen Corbin.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't read it either.
My-
How are you for this? Why, thank you.
Oh, it's going to take us over too.
This note is held by Stefan, hunter and employee of the Cult of the Dragon, returning stolen goods from blah blah blah, taken to custody and hold for
It's
trial.
fun to do bad
Awesome.
things.
Okay.
It's not bad if she's
And we give him the note and release
She's
him.
90? I'm 85.
I'd say we give him the whole bag of goods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
give him a
if he
whole bag
thinks
of
he's going to
goods.
die, definitely.
Whole bag of goods and the note.
He takes the bag of goods and the note. He hefts the bag over his shoulder, and he quickly
Grabs his dick.
runs north, back the direction you came.
I peg him with a crossbow bolt.
I kill you. I fucking kill you. Okay.
Fucking
Knock him
hilarious.
down after the ghost is fine.
Did you poison that head?
I never touched it.
Genius. You're amazing.
Allegedly.
It's not necessary to kill.
You say that. Let's see if he continues to believe he's poisoned after a day of travel.
He
Or
seemed
runs off with a bag of
he
goods.
seemed pretty willing to
Either
help
way.
us. He seemed pretty remorseful for what he had done, even though he believes he hadn't did anything. And
People tend to be when under the threat of death.
and
What do you care?
he asked us to look out for
He-
his friends, the other hunters.
If he figures it out, then he was wise enough. If he does not, then he will turn it in. I do not see the problem.
It's giving him a chance to change his ways.
Or perhaps he
Most
shall
important
continue to go about what he does. Either way. I do not believe that he was behind the looting. I do not believe that he is given to such rash action.
Was it?
We'll see.
Pay for one,
He's a
he'll take
raper.
pay for another.
Now, in regard to this kobold, I walk over. I take the undershirt or one of the dudes, some light colored piece of fabric, whatever. I tear a square of it. I grab a piece of charcoal. I write on it in Dragonic.
Fucking hate you. Hope you die. Okay, thanks.
This is what happens to the looters of Greengrass.
Yeah, there's nothing for you if you head south. If you wish to live, figure something else out. Leader is in Green Nest. And then I shove it in his mouth and grab some stuff and let's go.
You're fucking dead.
He might choke on it. I don't know.
Oh, leader's dead.
Oh, I don't think so. He's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah. Those guards probably killed him.
He's struggling against his body.
He's coming right for me. Alright.
Saying all this shit. I thought he was guessing
So-
spell.
The raider is sent back north, the direction you came, with a sack full of goods, supposedly stolen from Greeness. The kobold, captain of sorts, was left unconscious next to a boulder with a message stuffed in his mouth in Draconic, stating that his life should be changed, lest he wished to die.
Burn all their weapons.
You burn all of the weapons that were left behind in the campfire that was started. You use some of the surrounding brush to get it going. Again,
Any of the blades will kind of bend and twist in between a couple of
Throw 'em in
rocks.
there, that's fine.
Or that. I don't know if that'd get hot enough.
in either case, the
Not
surrounding
enough.
boulders allow you guys to destroy any of the weapons that were left behind. You loot the 28 silver pieces that were among them. Divide that evenly amongst you.
Fuck this game.
And you continue making your way south. You know, based on all the information that you've been given, that within the next 2 miles, the camp resides. But between here and there, who knows what lies in wait. That's where we'll end.
Hi, my name is Larry Judson. I'm the editor for Addicted to Fireball. I would like to thank you for listening and Kevin MacLeod for allowing use of his music. 2 pieces were used in the show: Long Road Ahead and lord of the land. If you like his music and wish to find more, you can go to incompetech.com.
This shit.
No.
Sure.
I want gridless with rulers and compasses.
I played a game called Necromunda that required that.
Is that
It
one
was
of those
weird.
like pay to play games?
No, it's a tabletop.
The place, the
Done.
iPhone store.
Nice.
You have to pay for an additional Munda like every 3 weeks, otherwise you don't get to play.
When you run out of Munda,
No, have you ever heard of Warhammer 40K where you like build an army out of
Yeah.
You